All right, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, man? Oh, go away. Shooting on site today. Come under another name. Shoot on site today because you guys got on my nerves last night. You guys a bunch of crybabies, so I'm gonna give you something to cry about. You know how the saying is: if they're gonna be crybabies, give them something to cry about. What's going on? All things. Ruben Chisholm in the building. What's going on? Kaz Morant in the building. What's going on? Nicole Matthews, sister. How are you? How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Double zeros. What's going on? Who you got? Hitchens or Zapata OG? That'll be a good scrap. Look, man, I don't really know because I haven't seen Zapata. I haven't seen enough of Zapata. I get my Zapatas mixed up. And I haven't really seen enough of Richardson Hitchens. I'm just going to watch the fight. And I'm going to root for Richardson Hitchens. Because you know me, I like all black fighters. If you're a black fighter, I like you. That's what they say. If it's a black fighter, I'm going to root for a black fighter. Because, you know, tribalism and all. So, yeah, dog, I really like, seriously, I don't know who's going to win that fight. I haven't seen Zapata fight enough. I know Zapata's a good fighter. I know that Richardson Hitchens is a good fighter. Richardson Hitchens is talking up a good game, but I just can't wait. I'm going to enjoy the fight. I'm also really looking forward to the fight with Zhang and Dubois, provided my son doesn't have a basketball game during that time. But even then, I'm still going to watch it. But Saturday, I'm going to be out of town for my son, who's a senior in high school right now. His basketball game. He's playing very well, man. Very, very. And I'm just so happy for him, man. So happy for him. What's going on, all things? How you doing? Steve Mega, what's going on? Valley in the building, what's going on? Cornelius Burnett. Keith Pierre, what's up, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. What's going on, man? What's going on with you, sir? Where'd the rest of it go? What the rest of it? Where'd it go? Keith Pierre, Aisha, sister, good morning. Mr. Lyles, Barbara D, my lady, how are you this morning? I hope that you've had a very, very pleasant morning. I hope that you had a pleasant evening last night and that all of your day goes just the way that you want it to go, except for just a little bit better than you expected. Terrell Davis, good morning. Fat Boy, you said, what's up, everybody? It's been a long time for some reason. Yeah, man, show up to the chat, man. Show up to the chat. DH in the building. Pull out Bandit, what's up? Yeah, I said Africa yesterday, but I'm going to tell you that I don't really know. So don't go, don't go overquote me on that because you know how it is now. I'm not allowed to have my opinion. My opinion is my opinion. People hang on my opinion now. Where's T. Orlando Pearson so you can see me stick my pinky out and say, I think I'm important? Which I do not, by the way. What's going on, LaMarcus Robinson in the building? Be easy. What's up? Some goofy said, I'm a goofy in was banned and their comments removed. Yes, it was. Sam in the building. What's going on, brother? How you feeling? He said, who the up? He was banned and his comments was removed. And you know why? Because if you accuse me of doing something, I might as well do it and throw you out. Mr. Guzman, what's going on, man? How you feeling? Shout out, brother. Hope you're doing well today, man. I hope you're doing very, 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 very well. Robin Soto, hey, man, Puerto Rico. My voice is kind of in and out, but I'm close to losing my voice. So let me just say shout out to Puerto Rico, to my guy, Robin Soto, and my guy, Adrian Molina. Make sure y'all need them citizens. Y'all need that citizenship, man. One of the greatest injustices going on around right now in America is the second-class citizenship of Puerto Ricans. A lot of people talk about problems that need to be solved, and y'all sit up there and see a whole island of U.S. citizens that don't get full representation. Right along with the District of Columbia. Even though District of Columbia is going to become a state as soon as they kick all the black people out. JD in the building. What's going on, man? Raymond Garcia. What's going on, sir? He said, good morning, brother. Tito, get him a tissue. Tito, give him a tissue. Please give them dudes a tissue. What's going on, Be Easy? Iceberg Residuals is back. What's going on to my guy, Ray Patterson? And Steph, what's going on, cool boy Steph? Ringside with LCD in the building. What's up? Regis did Zapata the dirty. Africa should win a decision. Yeah, I just haven't seen it. I got to refresh my memory on that. You know what I mean? I'm out here trying to make people mad today. Haney tweeted December 9th for Regis. Okay, that's what's up. That's good. Puerto Rico, yes, sir. Aisha in the building. I think I said what's up. Spence maybe should think about retirement since he's starting to look punch drunk. Maybe you should look at retirement. The man wasn't punctual. You guys are some funny people. What's going on, Dapper Douglas and Marquis and Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more? Slide tendencies. Let's shut you up for a second. Shush. Shut your mouth. Shush. Shh. Shh. Po baby. Po baby. Let me be very clear what I'm doing. You all cry like a baby anytime somebody gives an opinion that you don't like. So I'm about to give you a nasty opinion that you don't like, that you cannot argue with. This is what's going to be called in your face because you can't debate it type of conversation. And here's something else. I tell you guys all the time that my favorite weight class is the welterweight division. That's my favorite division. And you crybabies are not going to get me off talking about it. I'm sorry. Because you know the saying, you don't run nothing around here. So let me tell you, I listened to Steve Nelson, Steve Soul Cold Nelson. Steve Soul Cold Nelson needs to stick to boxing and not talk about a lot of business because, dude, he says something that was absolutely positively ridiculous. And if you believe that nonsense, you are apt to lose a lot of money that you don't even know you're losing. Listening to the type of stuff that I heard said are one of these things where you years later look back and be like, you sound like Andre Ward, looking at all his belts, his dusty belts, and saying, man, why did I give all this money to the sanctioning bodies? All this money for this. And you may not think for a second, man, why did I never earn the money that I think that I really could have earned? Because I was hard-headed and wouldn't do what I should have done to make this money. But if you get to a certain level, how's your diet been? Very well. It's been doing very well. It's just not even a diet. It's just my life now. I fully understand why, and I'm absolutely positively not changing it. I understand it's doing very well. I'm down over 30 pounds in a reasonable, and it's over a 6-month period of time. So it's not extra fast. I feel good about it. It's a lifestyle, so I feel good. So, what's going on, Richard Paris? How you feeling, brother? I didn't see you in there. If Charlo beats Canelo, is that going to make him the best in the world? If Charlo beats Canelo, no, I don't think it is. I think Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. I think Terence Crawford would be the best fighter in the world if Charlo beat Canelo and if Canelo beat Charlo. I don't think that number one fighter, as far as pound for pound goes, is up for grabs. I think Terence Crawford is it. I think Terence Crawford is it in a pound for pound sense. I think he's it. And it wouldn't change my mind after the fight. I've said that he's the best fighter in the world, pound for pound, for a lot of years, and there's no reason to say any different. You know what I mean? For now, GGG was shook to fight Ward. Yes, sir. But he said, they said some diva shit. And then not only did he say some diva stuff, it was dumb. Which, honestly, a lot of time diva stuff is dumb, but it was ridiculous. It's just flat out ridiculous. Would Charlo arguably be ahead of Inoue in that scenario? Yeah, for sure. I would move it. I could say it could be number 2. Yeah. Man, let me tell you something. Shut up, dummy. This is why I'm going to say whatever I want to say. I will say whatever I want to say. Thank you very much. I don't have to stay away from shit. I don't have to stay away from shit. Let me tell you something very, very clearly. I do not give a shit what you all think about what I think. You are not going to bully me into not telling you what I think. I could care less. Okay? Let me be very clear. I could care less. I am going to say what I want to say. You don't care about what I have to say, but yet you raggedy asses show up here every day. All you got to do is turn the chat off and walk away. That's all you got to do. Y'all are so dumb. And I'm not talking about Terence Crawford's camp or Terence Crawford himself. I'm talking about the person that keeps typing this stupidity at me all day. More people agree with me than agree with you. So how about you go find everybody in your life that you don't agree with and go threaten them? You are nothing but a cyber bully, which means, just generally speaking, you're a punk. Okay? So let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to say whatever I want to say. And I'm going to let the chips fall where they may. It's crazy how Errol lost one fight and now he's out there when Loma been with 2 losses. Let me tell you something. You guys are saying a lot of dumb stuff because you want to vicariously win through another man. And when somebody will not literally get on their knees and apologize to you and tell you how right you are, you want to come out here and continue to talk to people. I get to say what I want to say because this is my channel. This is my house. It's my opinion. If you don't like it, you are always free to go away. Easy. If I don't like a fight Terence Crawford takes, it is my right not to buy the fight. Anything above and beyond that, you are just trying to tell me that Terence Crawford's team are a bunch of what you're claiming about them is that they are a bunch of overly emotional, childish thugs who, if somebody says something that they don't like, what are they going to beat me up? You better not go outside. They may beat you up. Is that what you think of Terence Crawford? Is that what you think about Terence Crawford? You think so low of Terence Crawford that you think he's going to run around beating up anybody that says something that he doesn't like? Nah, put it in the super chat today. Here for boxing. You watch this here for boxing. You can wait every 5 minutes and say pretty please before you say anything else, you bozo. You are a moron, bro, and not worthy of speaking to because you're dishonest, you're not very intelligent, and nobody really likes you. Okay? Now, how about you do this here for boxing? How about you go find a group of people that want to talk to you? I don't have to try hard. See, what I can do is I can get up in the morning and I can put this camera on and I can talk to thousands of people who are not you. So why don't you irrelevant little troll, run back to Twitter and talk to the 5 or 6 people that are going to respond to you. Take your lonely ass and get out of my face, because I guarantee you this, I don't need you. Not a lick. You're a loser. And nobody likes you. How about that? You're one of these nerds that want to sit up in the stands and make fun of the popular kids. I'm so mad he's popular. Why does everybody want to listen to Fanon and nobody want to listen to me? I have a YouTube channel and it failed. You have a YouTube channel. I looked at it. You have a YouTube channel with content on it that failed. Failed to get anybody interested in what you have to say. So take your loser ass back to Twitter, okay? And go tell them what you think. Because over here, don't nobody need you and don't nobody care. Shh, Joe. Shh. Shh. Joe, shut your ass up. Hey, said, well, Fanon, there's 5 minutes you'll never get back. I'll never get any of my 5 minutes back. All of my 5 minutes, all of my five minutes go away. I'm just seriously, I'm gonna tell you guys before I get into this the absolute truth. And I mean this. I don't think that I'm some big star. I don't. I don't think I'm any better than anybody else. I don't. I don't see myself as some big boxing voice. I don't. I don't think myself any different than most people because I got whatever amount of followers or amount of subscribers or whatever. I feel like God blessed me. And I am thankful to speak to any and everybody that I speak to. But I want to be very, very clear. You're irrelevant. 100% irrelevant. And I know you want the things that I have, which is why you focus so heavy on me. Now, take your irrelevant ass somewhere else and go build up a following of people that care what you think so somebody else can get mad at you and try to harass you all the time so that you know what it feels like. Because as of right now, you're the nerdy fat kid that can't get in the party and want to run in there and throw X-Lax in the punch. That's what you are. And that's nothing about boxing. That's about you. Now you go tell me that I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying about you, individually you, since you want to go preaching to me about what other people think of me when nobody even thinks of you at all. They don't think of you at all. Now, let's get to this thing that y'all don't want to hear. Because you're right. I'm not going to get that 5 minutes back. But you guys are just, leave me alone, bro. Seriously, you're not going to bully me, bro. You're never going to bully me, bro. Never. Okay? Never. You're not going to do it. I will talk very bad about you. Trust you me. Very bad about you. To your face, too. Just like they say, I'll say it to your face. And don't think I wouldn't. I would absolutely tell you to get off my nuts and leave me alone. If you don't like it, go watch somebody that you like. How about that? Okay? That's what I think. I'll tell you. Oh, they want to click the link and just babble. But anyway, let's get back to something. Oh, Chris Bryan, that is not out of character for me. That is very in character for me. Chris Bryan is that's very in character for me. Really. I don't like bullies, bro. I don't. And I will take a couple seconds out to talk bad about you. I will. I'm petty like that. I never said I wasn't petty. Anyway, I will get onto this, though. So let's talk about what Steve So Cold Nelson had to say. Steve So Cold Nelson says, what's going on, Grimy the Chief? Steve and So Cold Nelson says this, that Errol Spence Jr. fight won't sell. It's not enough. So basically saying it's not enough money in the fight for Terence Crawford. There's not enough money in the Errol Spence Jr. rematch for Terence Crawford. Because it's not about accolades anymore. Because it's not about, you didn't say please, boy. It's not about the accolades, because he's already has the accolades. Because he already has the accolades. Right? It's about the money. So he then starts talking about what he would do other Do not let him say anything unless he says please. Anybody sees here for boxing, don't throw him out. He just has to say please. When you say please, I'll stop timing you out, boy. You got to say please, though. After you say please, you can say anything else you want after that. You just got to say please. Now, and I mean it, if he doesn't say please, time him out immediately. Winner, gong goes to the first person that times him out. If it pops it up, time him out. And then if it doesn't say please, now if it says please, let it go. Please, sir. Please, sir, may I talk to you, sir? Please, sir, may I talk to you, sir? Sir, can I have your attention, sir? That's what I need to hear out of you, son. That's what I need to hear out of your ignorant behind, sir. Oh, he has a wrench? Oh, we'll fix that. Oh, don't you worry. Don't you worry, we'll fix that. Hold on. Before let me get into the rest of this. Oh, he gets to lose his wrench. The crybaby with a wrench. I forgot. I forgot that I treated him with respect. I forgot that I did something that he doesn't know how to do. I treated him with respect. Okay, he is no longer a moderator. No worries. Let the beating begin. I'm sorry. I actually treated this man with respect and made him a moderator on my channel. I forgot that I did that. I forgot that I actually treated you with respect. And you're a troll. Anyway, like I said, yes, a boss. I would prefer yes, a boss. I forgot that I treated you with respect. I forgot that I showed you I actually welcomed you into the channel, even though you had a different opinion than I did. I forgot that I did that. What's going on so deep? Give me 1 second, man, and I'll put that up there for the great Parlor v. Sweet. I am petty, Jeff. I'm telling you, I can be very petty. But look, here's the thing. Let me get back to this because I'm going to give it to you full strength. Full strength. Steve So-Called Nelson says that he believes that there's no money in the Errol Spence Jr. fight because nobody will buy that. But a potential next fight could be Tim Tszyu. Do you hear this? There's not enough money for Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, But there's enough money for Tim Tszyu. You walk around the streets of United States of America and ask anybody if they know who Tim Tszyu is. Tim Tszyu is more lucrative fight at this point than Errol Spence Jr.'s rematch is. Now, ask me a question. Answer a question for me. Is that reasonable at all? Is that reasonable at all? Is there anything that you could use to justify that? No, we don't know Tim Tszyu. You know Tim Tszyu. I guarantee you I can walk around and talk to people every day about boxing, and they don't know who Tim Tszyu is. There is not nobody has ever asked Terence Crawford to fight Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu is nowhere. They say in the same breath that Tim Tszyu is a good fight. But Jaron Ennis doesn't have the following or the experience. But Tim Tszyu does. Tim Tszyu has never had a championship fight, never, and his resume ain't no better than Jaron Ennis's is. None. The only difference would be that Jermell Charlo would have been stripped of a belt and Terence Crawford wasn't stripped. That's literally the only difference between the two in their career at this point, other than one's from the United States and people are actually asking for the fight. Okay, please. I'll say please. Please get off Bud's meat. No, I'm not going to get off. No, I'm not going to get off of it. How can I get off something that I'm not on? Now, you, sir, can get off mine. Thank you, boy, for saying please. Next time, put please first. I didn't say okay. I'll say please. You didn't say please. Please. No, don't be sarcastic, boy. Please is the first word. Okay? Now you're back on timeout for skirting the rules, son. Say please. That's first. I don't need any explanations about what you will say. Please, sir. Now you got to say please, sir. Now you got to say please, sir. Because you know what I know you are, man? You are what you call an attention, W-H-O-R-E. You're an attention, W-H-O-R-E. So, please, sir, may I ask you a question? Period. Please, sir, may I ask you a question, sir? At which point in time, I will tell you yes or no. And then you can say, thank you, sir, for allowing me to answer this question. My question is, and you're probably going to do it too. You're probably going to do it. And you're probably going to do it. His ultimate goal is another undisputed title. So anything he gets him close to that, he will do. Really? His ultimate goal is another undisputed title. So he'll fight Tim Tszyu. My man, real sensitive. No, he's not sensitive about Bud. He's sensitive about me. He's got a man crush on me. You ever had those little girls? You ever remember when you were kids and there was a girl that would throw rocks at you, or one time, I think I still got the scars. I was sitting in a class and this girl used to tease me all the time. And then she took these little sketchers, these little sketchers used to do the sketch art in art class. Is these little needles, a little sharp needle, like a pin, but with a little sharp point to it. And she threw that and landed right in my arm. And I was there. I was like, man, God, dog, what's wrong with this girl? Won't she leave me alone? Oh, she's got a crush on you. You know what it is. And she doesn't really know how to process it. You know what I mean? It's like she likes you, but she doesn't really know how to process it. She doesn't really know how to express it. So she does it kind of in a negative way. That's what he's doing. He's like, I got a crush on me, but he doesn't really know how to say, I just really admire you, Fanon. I really admire that you got Terence Crawford's attention, and Terence doesn't ever say anything to me. I mean, I always say good things about Terence, and I just don't know why. Terence won't ever put me in a tweet. I just don't know. I mean, I know my boxing, and I say all these good things about boxing, but then just people won't subscribe to me, and they won't follow me. And you're just such a jerk. But it just seems like everybody always talking about you. I got it. God, I just don't understand it. I mean, God, just why? Why? I'm going to prove to everybody else that you're really not that cute. He's really not that cute. He's not as cute as all the other girls say he is. And why does he pay attention to Sally? He won't pay attention to me. That type of shit, bro. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. You know what I mean? Anyway, I believe Tim Tszyu will have a belt at 154. I don't think Crawford would have any interest in that fight. If not, look, you can believe all you want. It's not a more lucrative fight than Terence Crawford. If you can't say it's for accolades and say it's not for accolades at the same time. You can't. You cannot say the two things at the same time. Okay? No joke. You can't do it. You can't say, well, I'm chasing undisputed, but then say it's about money. It's not about legacy. At this point, it's not about legacy. It's about the biggest bag. If it's about the biggest bag, it's about the biggest bag. And undisputed is not the biggest bag. The biggest bag is Canelo, followed by Errol. Those are the biggest bags. What was the biggest bag you ever had? Errol. What's the biggest bag you're going to get if Terence don't fight you? Canelo don't fight you? Errol. It's not more lucrative because Canelo doesn't care about fighting him. And on top of it, you don't even know if it's more lucrative because Canelo can take all the money from him. All right, let me tell you, bud, this is what I'm going to fight you for. Here's a fixed fee. Do you want the fight or not? You don't think Eddie Reynoso will do something like this? Okay, Canelo. Oh, really? Okay, here is you. How much you want? Here, I'll give you a fixed fee of $8 million, and we're taking everything else. Now, since you want legacy, there you go. That's the price of legacy. $8 million flat fee, and I'm taking everything else. He's not getting $20 million out of Canelo. If he does, Canelo Alvarez just must like him a lot. That's what he is. He's the nerdy fat kid that's hating. I didn't get fat until later on in life, bro, so I don't have to hate. I got fat later on. I was fairly decent looking during the time. So I know what it's like, man. I know what it is. You're hating, bro. You know what I mean? Stop hating on me. You just hating on me. You went away. Did you go away? Did you not like how I was treating you? Was I hating on you? Or are you going to go type to 5 people over there at Twitter? Go fight. Hey, go put my name, tag me on Twitter so 5 people can see what you have to say. Fanon don't even know he's publicizing me. Fanon works for me because he says my name, and that means I'm getting shine. So that boy don't even know he working for me. I know what your game is, bro. I know what your game is, dog. Hey, he doing everything but being a man and standing by his word like Spence did. Look, man, I'm telling you, bro. I don't understand where y'all coming from, bro. This man cannot fight. You think something wrong with me because I say you can't fight Jaron. You can't fight Thurman. Can't fight Jaron because he doesn't have enough experience. You can't fight Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman made the mistake of not doing what I told him to do. I won't fight Danny Garcia because he wouldn't do what I told him to do when I told him to do it. I won't fight Errol Spence Jr. because I beat Errol Spence Jr. and I have nothing else to prove. So, and that's not enough because Errol Spence Jr. is not enough money for me now. Dog, I'm telling you, this man is about to call out John Jones next week. You think Tim Tszyu is a bigger fight than Errol is. And for some reason, you think Canelo's even going to fight you. If Canelo thinks that you have half a chance of beating him, he's not going to fight you. I'm just going off the fact that they said it's not big enough a fight for all of a sudden, Errol Spence is not a big enough fight for Terence Crawford. Do you not hear this? Do you not hear this? Do you not hear this? You think this is my imagination? That this is very, very diva-like? That this is not number 1 pound for pound, biggest ego in boxing? This is number 1 pound for pound, the biggest ego in boxing. To say these things, this makes no sense. So what if he doesn't owe him anything? Who's got a bigger ego than Bud right now? Now, let me tell you, no, here for boxing is he just demonstrates Bud-like energy. You give him a wrench. You give him a wrench. He wants to own the channel. You know that saying, give them an inch, they want to take a mile. Give them a rope, they want to be a cowboy. He just got that same type of energy, man. The same type of hypocritical, everything is my way or the highway. I'll never admit that I'm wrong. Na boo boo energy is what you got. Okay. And I don't care. All you're going to do is get me to say it more clearly. And I do not dislike Bud at all. I don't even know the man to dislike him. And note, this isn't even anything Bud said. This is something Steve Cole Nelson said. So do you think I hate Steve Cole Nelson when I say the idea that Tim Tszyu is a bigger money fight than Errol Spence Jr. does not have any foundation in reality whatsoever? It has no foundation in reality. None. And to tell you the truth, neither does the idea that Charlo versus Terence Crawford is more money than this rematch. That doesn't have any foundation in reality either. The only one that you could say is bigger than that rematch is Canelo, which he's not getting. Which you know what that means? To get your biggest realistic payday, you need Errol. To get your biggest realistic payday, you need Errol. Terrell Howard asked me that in person. Let me ask you a question, Terrell Howard. And here said Crawford versus Lara. Easy fight for Crawford to get Lara's belt. I don't even know if that's an easy fight. I don't know if he beats Erislandy Lara. I do not know if Terence Crawford beats Erislandy Lara. You think I do not know if he beats Erislandy Lara. How old is Erislandy Lara? He's 40. All right, if Erislandy Lara was 2 years younger, bro, you can call that shit a 50-50 fight. Erislandy Lara? Dude, you don't know boxing, do you, dude? You do not know boxing if you think Erislandy Lara is some easy fight, bro. You are clueless. You are clueless if you think Erislandy Lara is an easy fight for anybody. You think Bud beats everybody under 168? I don't think he beats Jermell. I'll take Jermell. I'll take Jermell. I'll take Jamal. I'll take Jamal. If Jamal is in good shape, I'll take Jamal. I'll definitely take Jamal. Yeah, I'll take Jamal. Just depends on how healthy Jamal is. If Jamal gets 2 fights and he's back in shape, I'll take Jamal. Now I'll take Jamal over Crawford. Jamal. But I wouldn't take anybody else. Erislandy Lara is not an easy fight, though. Erislandy Lara? If he's 40 now, so maybe. So maybe Erislandy Lara. That's all I'm gonna say. Maybe Erislandy Lara. I tell you, I got Crawford beating Canelo. I think Terence Crawford can beat Canelo. I think it just I just think it depends on how fresh Errol Lara is. Dude, like I said, man, you think it's an easy fight for Crawford. I don't. Whatever, man. Appreciate you. I don't. But that's not the point. The point is it more lucrative than Errol? Let me ask you something, because you guys don't like to stay on point. Is Errol's landing? Guess who else is an easy fight for him at 160? Janabek. Is he going to make as much money fighting Janabek as rematching Errol Spence? Thank you, thank you, Entertainment. I know that you're not. I know you're not. I know you're not trolling. You're not, dude. DCD Ear Entertainment, man. It's cool. You can have all kind of good, different opinions and stuff. You don't have to. You most definitely don't have to. Trust me, bro. You do not have to agree with me for me to really enjoy a conversation with you. The only people that I get on is if you try to make it personal with me. If you try to call me a bunch of names and call me a liar and call me a hater and call me this and that, bro, I'm going to start calling you a bunch of shit too. I'm going to call you a bunch of stuff too. It's okay for me to have an opinion, man. Okay? It's all right for me to have an opinion. It's okay for you to have an opinion. It's not okay for you to try to bully me. And I'm just telling you, you guys have to understand my enemy. You have to understand my energy. Once you try to bully me, bro, I'm going to bully you. Because you're just hiding your name. You're just throwing rocks. And again, like everything boxing says, you're just throwing rocks and hiding your hand. Anyway, on some real, Bud ain't ready for Canelo because Canelo can't beat Errol at 100% in my eyes. Yeah, I mean, look, dude, all I'm just saying is I don't know if it's an easy fight. Errol Lara is an easy fight for anybody. I don't know. Errol Lara still looks very good in the ring. And he's a very slick fighter. He's a very slick fighter. He's not somebody that is just there to be hit. Okay? He's a very, very slick fighter. And he's a very intelligent fighter. Very intelligent fighter. I saw him get overpowered and overworked dropped by Jarrett Hurd, but Jarrett Hurd took 1,000 shots in order to get there. So I'm just not writing it off, bro. I'm not just gonna say, Errol's Lara, that's easy. I don't know. I think a lot of Errol's Lara as a fighter. And Jamal Charlo, I definitely know ain't no easy fight. I mean, whatever. Adames, I don't check, man. Look, dude, I don't care about Adames, man. I'm not that big on Adames. Met him, all 6 foot, 200 plus pounds. Amazing. He can make weight day in and day out. Yeah. Man, Terrell, I'm going to throw you out of the channel if you don't hit this link. What do you mean I talk about him as a man? What do you mean? He's a man. How else am I going to talk about him? I talk about him as bad. I don't give a fuck. Go away. Go away. Go away. How about you go away? If you don't like what I have to say, and what do you say? I talk about him as a man. You're talking about me as a man. Man, go away, bro. Seriously, man. You guys need to drop the nonsense, man. Like, what are you talking about? You never say anything bad about him in the ring. You just talk about him as a man. There's the link. What does it mean I talk? Explain to me, what does it mean I talk about him as a man? I'm a man talking about him. Yes. He's a man and I talk about him. Yes. What do you think? What do you mean? If you do something, if he is a man, go away, bro. Just go away, man. You all just want everybody to bow down and kiss your feet or something. Dude, if you don't like it, go away. Okay? I'm telling you something that JD, for now, why do you think Bud is trying to get out of the rematch with Spence? I don't know if he's trying to get out of it or not, or whether he's not, or whether or not he's just saying something where he's trying to take advantage of leverage that he thinks he has. I can't tell you what's in his mind. I can't tell you what's in his mind. I don't know what's in his mind. He can't get away from that rematch if Errol says 147. He'll have to take it. That's my opinion of the scenario that's made public. Yeah, if you want, you can feel free to hit the link. If you don't get Canelo Charlo, we will get Spence fight at one. He's not going to get it, James Dillard. He's not going to get it. Not. I don't understand why y'all think he is going to get it. I really mean it. I don't understand why you think that he is going to get it. I don't understand why you guys think that this man is all of a sudden transformed into some gigantic draw when his fight that he just had underperformed, arguably underperformed. If somebody wants to explain to me in terms of money, let me understand. Look, please, I'm asking you, please, 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 please. Please. How do you think that Terence Crawford is a big draw that is able to negotiate and get large amounts of money out of Canelo Alvarez or Jermell Charlo? Please let me understand this. I'm waiting for this. I just need to know how. Because I already know the things that you're saying. So since I'm such a hater, I need for somebody to explain that to me in a way related to money where I can say, okay, I understand that. Oh, that makes sense. Like I could give you an argument. Let me give you a big argument. If either Charlo could get the Canelo fight and not be a big draw, why not Bud? That doesn't answer the question of why Bud. That doesn't answer the question of why Bud. You're saying why not? I don't want to know why. I want to know why. Not why not. Why? That's a different question. Why? It's right. Straight Vision, who says he's sexually attracted to Errol Spence. That's good for you. Explain to me why. Here's a link. Why? Why? And I need to know money. Why? 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 I think this link is going to go unclicked. Why? You're going to talk about how great a fighter he is. Well, he's the great fighter. He's a great, great fighter. Well, that's a reason not to do it when you're talking about money. You mean Canelo's pride in defeating a guy that's 3 weight classes below him? That he said nothing's in it for him? What are you going to say? Oh, well, he's fighting another undisputed champion. Well, dude, he just did that with Jermell. He did it. He's about to have a undisputed fight. So it's new. Nothing. He doesn't have to do that twice. Let me know. I mean, for real, here's the link. Let me know. You can just let me know. You guys talk a lot, but you don't have an explanation other than you don't like what I have to say. Let me know. You're wasting my time enough. Okay? Waste some more of it. This is why, because neither one Charles are big draws. It's not unreasonable that Crawford is a bigger draw than a Charlo's. Excuse me, bro. That makes no. What? What? It's not unreasonable that he's a bigger draw than the Charlos. Why is that a reason for Terence to fight him? Because he's a bigger draw than the Charlos? That's a reason for him to fight him? Because he's a bigger draw than the Charlos. Why? Because it's possible that he's a bigger draw than the Charlos? Terence Crawford is the okay, no, dude, that is because it's possible that he could be. Let me tell you what Terence Crawford's track record is. Terence Crawford has underperformed on every pay-per-view he's ever had. He's underperformed on every pay-per-view he's ever had. Is that true or not? The Nebraska assassin. I need to understand that. Answer that question for me. Do you know of any Terence Crawford pay-per-view that is not underperformed? Where it's either underperformed or straight out lost money? Let me know. Can anybody name one that did not either underperform or straight out lose money? Name one. Hey, for the cause, 154. Yes, sir. Thank you. Grown-ass crybabies, get off of Nons Nizzies. Click the link. Here, not for boxing. Here to cry. He's over there on Twitter crying in front of him and his buddy. David Avenesian lost money. David Avenesian lost money. He got $6 million, and that thing lost at least $3 million on that fight if he got $10 million. It lost a ton of money, so not that one. So what's the next one? Give me the fight that either didn't underperform or lost money. Here's the link. Let me know. It lost money. Undercard boxing. It lost money. It lost money. Lost money. Bob Arum said it lost money. Bob Arum said Incel. No, it said he lost money. Bob Arum said he lost enough money on Terence Crawford. He said he lost more money on enough money on Terence Crawford to buy a mansion in Beverly Hills. Errol, no, it underperformed, Valley. It did 650,000 pay-per-views. Steven Espinoza said it did right about what they expected. Many people thought it should do 1 million because it was coming off the back of Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, which didn't have anywhere near the buzz. You are wrong, Nebraskan assassin. You are wrong. What's the one that didn't lose money? Let me go back and look at what you said. No, it doesn't matter. They didn't lose money. They didn't lose money. So you cannot tell me somebody's a draw that his record is exclusively losing money for people, or at the very best breaking even, because people are not in business to break even. 650 is a good pay-per-view, right? Watch this. Let me. Hey, thank you, Mr. Pragmatic. Let me explain this to you. Let me explain this to you, 2 Cent. Let me explain something, because that's a good question. Be Easy said, "Salute King, keep cooking. No worries, man. I'm gonna keep doing it." Hey, watch this, because I know people listen to me, so I'm gonna keep doing you dirty. You know why? Because you keep doing me dirty. If y'all wouldn't try to do me dirty all the time and keep talking bad about me and send your trolls at me and try to intimidate me, Victor Postol was not on pay-per-view. Victor Postol was not on pay-per-view. I may cut you a break, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna keep telling you the truth. Thank you, Be Easy. Thank you, brother, for the support. Kai said, seems like Bud knows something about EJ. Very shaky. I'm not sure, man. Thank you so much for your support. I mean, look, he's a great fighter. He is. A said he knows a different dog coming the next time. Thank you, brother. I think he's talking out of the side of his neck personally. That's just what I think. And I think whenever you listen to, I think it may be a chance that they listen to what other people say way too much and let people put a lot of negativity in their heart. Victor Postol was on pay-per-view. No one. Maybe it was. Let me see. Then he lost money. It might. I'm sorry. Yeah, he lost a lot of money on that. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is. I remember now. I don't have to look it up. Yeah, he did like 35. He did like 35,000 or something. Oh, I'm sorry. It did like 50,000 pay-per-views, dude. He said, it helped offset his losses, which he said he lost $100,000 on that fight. Yeah, you're right. It did. He lost $100,000 in that. Terence Crawford didn't lose any money, though, because Terence Crawford had that guaranteed contract. Terence Crawford had that guaranteed money he was going to make on that. But he stuck Bob Arum with a $100,000 loss. And then he re-signed with Top Rank again. And Bomac said on Trill Boxing Talk, why would I fight a really difficult guy when I can get a ton of money fighting somebody that's not that good? So he chose to fight guys that were not competitive with him so that he could get the guaranteed money and not give fans the difficult fights that may have allowed Bob Arum to make his money. Tell me I'm wrong. I can show you where it says it. Nebraska said I'm for the bag. I'm for fighters getting the bag over the promoter, but the promoter's not. And guess what, bro? Guess what Canelo Alvarez is? Guess what Canelo Alvarez is? Canelo Alvarez would be the promoter. So I know you're in it, you don't mind Terence Crawford getting money over Canelo Alvarez, but I think the promoters mind. These guys are not in business to lose money to make Bud good. Hey, Derek Choice. Terence Crawford is the best at what? Making money? I'm not hating. Only person I'm hating on is y'all. You guys need to accept the truth, bro. If you would accept the truth, then we could have conversations. The problem is, let me tell you the problem with y'all. I can tell you everything positive about Bud. Everything positive about Bud. I can tell you everything where I think this man's got a very, very good, solid point. I can tell you where I really think this dude is excellent and had a great career and this, that, and the other thing. My nose itches. I'm sorry. You guys disgusted by somebody doing this? I can't rub my nose. Is this unprofessional too? I have allergies, man, and my nose is irritated on the outside of it. I'm sorry, poor baby. What kind of people are you, bro? Look, bro, I don't care if he's a bigger draw than Jermell is. Jermell's not. Jermell is somebody that he wanted to fight. Do you know why Canelo Alvarez is fighting Jermell Charlo? Because Canelo Alvarez said he wanted to fight Jermell Charlo. That's why. And Canelo Alvarez said, just give me the deal. Whatever it is, I'll take it. There you go. I'm sure Canelo, Terence Crawford is a bigger draw than Yildirim is. And he's probably a bigger draw than several of the people that Canelo Alvarez fought. The difference is that Canelo wanted to fight them. And Canelo can make money fighting anybody. And what Canelo Alvarez said was that he didn't get anything out of fighting Terence Crawford. Now, if you guys want to keep living in this la-la land, bro, y'all live in this la-la land, man. Okay? How can I help you?
Hey, what up, brother? How you doing? Great show, great show.
Thank you, sir. How are you, man?
I'm trying to figure out. You said he lost 100,000, then he re-signed with the organization Top Rank.
I said he lost 100. Bob Arum said he lost $100,000 on that fight.
Mm-hmm.
And Terence Crawford then re-signed after that fight with Bob Arum again. So Bob Arum re-signed him. Yes.
That's what I'm trying to. So why, if he's not in the business of losing money, why would you re-sign a fighter that's costing you so much money? That's what I don't understand.
Well, let's assume that Bob Arum thought that he could continue to break even on him because he has a contract with ESPN, and ESPN wants championship fights. So he has Terence Crawford, who's a championship fighter, and he was willing to lose a little money on Terence Crawford because the money that he was getting on ESPN, he could make money in total overall on his contract that he had with ESPN, even though he's losing money on specific fights with Terence Crawford.
Yeah, I noticed that.
But let's move forward. After he fought Sean Porter, before he fought Sean Porter, Bob Arum did not re-sign him. Didn't give him an option to re-sign. Said, only way I'm going to deal with Terence Crawford is to fight him on a fight-by-fight basis. He's a terrific fighter, but I'm only going to fight with him on a fight-by-fight basis. So the second time around, Bob Arum chose not to re-sign him.
Yeah, I noticed when he was with Top Rank, I used to wonder, like I said, he was doing a bad job of promoting. I didn't like how he was promoting Rigondeaux and Terence Crawford, because you would get out here and say Lomachenko the best fighter since Ali, but you won't say that shit about Crawford. So I always thought it was like some racism shit from Bob when he was talking shit about Crawford and Rigondeaux, because he's the only promoter in history that I heard talk bad about his own fighter. I never heard nobody do that until Bob Arum, while they actively signed to him. So it seemed like a lot of bitterness, and he was pissed off at Rigondeaux for whooping his great host, Nonito Donaire. So he can't hide it. A lot of his.
Oh, you dropped off, man. Well, look, before you get back on, I didn't drop you off. You dropped off. Well, let me say this. Don't take me back to me supporting Terence Crawford. Because you know I'm a Terence Crawford hater because that's what they say. But the entire time that was going down, I said that on a regular basis about Terence Crawford. And I never heard from any of these Terence Crawford, all these Terence Crawford newfound fanboys about that at all. We talked about that on the channel in detail for years about Terence Crawford and Bob Arum saying that he was losing money on him, but at the same time not promoting him, just like the way he's not really speaking very highly about Shakur Stevenson. But that I do think is a fair criticism of Bob Arum, and it very well may have contributed to why Terence Crawford wound up losing money on specific fights. But at the same time, Terence Crawford negotiated himself very high paydays as guarantees. So if you're operating on a budget and you're getting a guarantee, Bob Arum can only afford to pay the other fighters so much money. But at the end of the day, it still doesn't make Tim Tszyu a bigger draw than Errol Spence because Terence Crawford lost because Errol Spence Jr. lost a fight. You know what I mean? Thanks for coming on, bro. Aaron Muhammad said, Fanon, you know how Biggie Small effects work. Bud went from ashy to classy and now just sassy. Support for the work, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. You guys don't like this, man, because I'm telling you the truth, bro. Mr. A said, Tommy, even if that happened, people would tune in to see how good Floyd looked. But just, dude, there's link, please. The link is right there. I keep putting upper echelon. I keep putting the link in. I think Here for Boxing ran away. Did you not like how you were treated Here for Boxing? Did you finally go away? Did I talk too bad about you so you were going to run over there to Twitter and talk to your two people about me? You and your buddy can sit back and forth and say, oh, wow, this is really funny. Oh, yeah, we really got him. Upper about to spit that hot fire, man. Lionel, hey, okay, yeah. I'm sorry, man. Thank y'all for y'all support today, too, for real. It is. And I was ridiculed on Twitter because you know, you guys support me. That's something else Here for Boxing said. He just begs for super chats and he begs for money to talk bad about Terence. Come on, Here for Boxing. Where you at, dog? You can't take the smoke. You can't take the smoke, dog. You can't take the smoke. You can't ridicule somebody and then take when somebody ridicules you back. Is that what it is? I think that's what it is, dog. I think that's what it is. Mr. Pragmatic said he'll be back for 9. Yeah, we'll see. You can't take the smoke, man, because that's the smoke when you sit around and try to belittle people. How can I help you, man? Upper echelon, what's up?
Martin, how you doing today, sir? How you doing today, sir?
Man, I can't lie. I'm doing well, man. You know what it is.
Right, well,
We grind you know what it is. We grind every day over here, man. So you know, some days we have a little more energy than others.
Yeah, man. When we still get the and hey, you got the best ones, boy. You get the best trolls in the game. I tell you, boy. One day I'm gonna get trolls like you, Mr. Martin. I'm gonna get them like you one day, and I can feel my show about that. But until then, I have one thing to say to people real quick. Like, people, they keep thinking Crawford versus Canelo and all this right here. That would be a viable fight if Crawford could sell. See, this is what people don't understand. Canelo took one look at that fight and said, hell no. Crawford is not a seller. Canelo's going to pull his share, but Crawford is not. See, people talking about, okay, Canelo fighting Charlo, why he can't fight Crawford. Charlo brings bigger numbers than Crawford does, especially versus Canelo. They have a backstory. One thing about Crawford he had the chance to be in the biggest fight in the longest time, and he couldn't bring his half of the viewers. They did 650K, and people asked me why I said that Errol Spence and Crawford wouldn't do 1 million buys. I told people from the get-go, I said they'll probably do 700 at the most. And that's because Crawford ain't bring his half to the party. You know, when y'all trying to go in and buy something, and you know somebody's short on his end of the work, y'all was gonna get a half a block. Now y'all getting a 9-piece because somebody didn't come with all the money. And that's what I have to say. People thinking because Crawford beat Spence, that makes him such a big draw. No, it doesn't. You just beat Spence. Just like if Tank Davis was to lose to Devin Haney, that wouldn't make Devin Haney the cash cow. It wouldn't make him the big draw. It wouldn't. But see, this is one thing you got to realize. Terence Crawford's last fight did under $1 million. Now, this is the guy that y'all want to cap for and call him a great fighter. I'm going to tell you like this. He's a great fighter in the ring. But he doesn't put up no money. He doesn't put up no numbers. His gate did almost 500,000. Almost 500,000. And I think they was being generous with that because it was in Nebraska in a barn. When he fought David Avernesian, they went in the black over 500%. They said Terence Crawford and David Avernesian went in the black over 500%. They went in the black over 500%. They couldn't pay the undercard fighters, and they didn't even give Terence Crawford but a portion of what his proceeds was supposed to get. The gate barely reached 500,000, and they had under 10,000 pay-per-view buys. In layman's terms, Terence Crawford versus David Avernesian didn't even bring $1 million worth of revenue in. With the gate and under 10,000 pay-per-view buys, it didn't even get them over 10,000 new subscribers. So y'all talking about Terence Crawford, this and that. This man just had a world heavyweight fight and didn't even bring in $1 million worth of revenue, people. And see, I know it's hard for y'all to get past the emotions, but think finance. If you're putting forth the money to bring in a fight and you don't even bring in $1 million, but you still have to pay Terence $4 and some change, that's why everybody didn't get paid. They had to file bankruptcy for the 12th time. Terence Crawford gets in a fight with Sean Porter. This is Sean Porter just came over off a 300 plus pay-per-view with Errol Spence. They can't crack 200. He couldn't crack 200 with Sean Porter's help. And with the other pay-per-views, he barely touched 100. So this is what y'all understanding. Terence Crawford is not $100,000 or $150,000 pay-per-view buy. I feel like if he didn't have Sean Porter, he wouldn't have reached 170,000. And that was his best opponent to the date. So how are y'all trying to act like Terence Crawford is such some big time seller, some big diva? That's why PBC rather push the Keith Thurman and Errol Spence fight over Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. You know why? Because Keith Thurman and Manny Pacquiao did over 500,000 pay-per-view buys. And then people want to say, oh, that's Manny Pacquiao. Well, then I got something for that. Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugas did under 300,000. Yes. Manny Pacquiao and Yordenis Ugas did under 300,000. Errol Spence and Yordenis Ugas did over 300,000. So if Errol Spence goes against Keith Thurman, you see Errol Spence had better numbers. Errol Spence had better numbers with Yordenis Ugas than Manny Pacquiao. So if Manny Pacquiao could bring 500K with Keith Thurman, it's on paper, Errol Spence should have better numbers with Keith Thurman. Plus, they have a backstory. Plus, people been wanting Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence since 2015. So that's why PBC was trying to push that over the Terence Crawford fight. They wouldn't have to go through all this song and dance. Terence Crawford had a fight with Errol Spence, and he couldn't bring in his half of the show. He couldn't bring in his half of the party. And that's why I told people that the pay-per-view wouldn't do over 700,000 because Terence Crawford just doesn't sell. And now people think just because he beat Errol Spence, he becomes some kind of financial tycoon. No, it doesn't work like that. He's done alienated the buying public, and that's what happens. He hasn't built his, and then PBC's trying to go on this thing and build Terence and make him a better fighter and a better public. They putting him everywhere, and he's cutting his nose to spite his face. He's steady taking shots back at it like he lashing out. He doesn't want to be the starter they're trying to make him. So they need to go ahead and let him have a pay-per-view where he eats his own kill, where he doesn't get a big guarantee, because if he's not fighting Earl, he's not going to get a big guarantee. And let him get his money off the back end so he can see what he's truly worth. And I'm telling you, if it's not Errol Spence, Terence Crawford is not going to be able to carry a pay-per-view. He can't. He didn't even carry his half of the pay-per-view with Earl. But that's all I got to say. Appreciate you, Martin. Peace and blessings. Continue
All
to hold
right,
it down,
brother.
big
Thank you,
dog.
man.
And
All
I'm
right,
out.
brother. Thank you. Peace. Franz Kafka, you were just on. It's the link is right there. You still feel like jumping on is right there. I saw you. Let me respond to Orlando Pearson. Who said Bud didn't move the meter versus Errol Spence? Maybe Errol Spence didn't move the meter, stop the Bud hate. I can respond to that. You tell me what this means. If Errol Spence, if Steven Espinoza says, I think that this is what it's going to do. It's a big fight, but it's really not that big a fight. We think the fight's going to do around 700,000 pay-per-views. And then the fight does 650. The fight only did what they expected it to do. It didn't do better than they expected it to do. So there you go. It didn't move their needle. They were like, yeah, this is a good fight. This is a big fight because there's people interested in seeing it. But they already believed that Terence Crawford was a marginally popular fighter. But this particular fight with Errol Spence will be a big fight. No, T. Orlando, because they said Errol was the guy that Errol was. And they said Errol's the guy, Terence Crawford's not, so what do we think it's going to do? We'll think it'll do about 700,000. And if it winds up doing just about that or less than that, that means what they thought was true, that their assumptions were correct. So what were their assumptions? Their assumption was that Errol Spence Jr. is a big draw and Terence Crawford is not. But the combination of these two fighters will make a bigger fight. But it still says that Terence Crawford is what they thought he was. There you go. At least that's how I think about it. Let me tell you, if I made an estimate about what I think a fight's going to do, if I say what I think a fight's going to do, and I predict why, I say, okay, I think me and T. Orlando Pearson will have a debate, and I think, I'll usually have 500 people listening to me debate somebody. But I think because, but nobody's really listening to T. Orlando Pearson's debates on his channel. He gets 50 people on his channel. Let's just talk bad about you because I feel like throwing you in that position. So let's just say that you usually draw about 50 people. And I usually draw 500. But I say, you know what, though? People know that T. Orlando Pearson is really good. So I believe that we'll probably do 650 on that. And then we do the live stream and we do about 600 people throughout the entire video. That means that I'm right, that my estimation was correct. So therefore, if my estimation is correct, then my assumptions are probably correct. So you have to go, it's a proof of my assumption. It proves my assumption. Doesn't it? It proves my assumption. And what was the assumption? That T. Orlando Pearson's not that big a draw. So say, for example, something that has never happened before and will never happen is that you actually win a debate. That you can now think you can go run over and ask for a bunch of money to go debate somebody else because you brought in 600 people you brought 600 people in. No, you're going to go back to your channel and you may get, I don't know, 55 people there, 56 people there. Just because you did it doesn't mean that you're going to get the people that support me to support you. It will tell you that you could. I could take a hit because some people that really did support me don't want to support me anymore. That's possible because some Fanon bandwagon people jumped off the bandwagon. Right? But watch this. You can't go You can't go to $1 million worth of game and be like, yeah, I beat Fanon in the debate. Now I want to be the A side on our debate with Gilly the Kid. Gilly the Kid. Gilly the Kid be like, yeah, dude, I don't need to. Hey, I know that. Yeah, I saw that, but there's nothing in it for me to beat you in a debate. T. Orlando. That's what it looks like to me. But okay, somebody give me a good reason why I'm wrong. You're not going to do it because I'm being logical. Hey, Derek Choice. Hey, thank you for your support, Derek Choice. He said, will y'all please stop talking like Errol's some kind of marketing genius? Bud is everywhere, interviews, movies, video games. Dude. Derek Joyce. Is Gervonta Davis everywhere? Do you see Gervonta Davis everywhere? Do you see him everywhere in interviews and in movies and in video games? Do you? Did you see Ryan Garcia everywhere in interviews and movies and video games? Do you see Canelo Alvarez everywhere in interviews and movies and video games? Do you? You're confusing his desire to gain popularity with him actually having it. Right? I don't want to do this to you, but you got to tell Here for Boxing, get off my back. I need Bud Crawford's true fans to say, Here for Boxing, will you leave Fanon alone so Fanon does not have to dedicate a whole chat to frying your ass and frying everything that you think before you say it? Because I don't want to have to do it, dog. Trust me, I don't, but I'm petty. It does not make sense that just because you're in an interview, that means you're popular. When none of the other guys that really are big draws are doing that. Boxing is a niche sport. It's a niche. It's a niche sport. Canelo Alvarez was doing really big numbers in the United States without even speaking English. Gervonta does very, very big numbers, bigger than everybody. And you don't even hear from Gervonta until a fight is announced. Other than that, he goes into his own world. You didn't hear Deontay Wilder doing a lot of talking before the Tyson Fury fight. And guess what? Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder was nowhere near as publicized as Errol and Terence, and it did bigger numbers. How does that work? Personally, I think the reason that they didn't do that is because Errol's been inactive. That's what I think. I think Errol being inactive and waiting affected Errol's stock because Errol wasn't active waiting on Terence. I think the fight probably would have done more numbers if Errol had fought 2 times in between the fights. That's what I think. I think his numbers would have done better if he would have kept fighting. Instead of fighting once every 2 years, twice in 4 years, I think that Errol would have done bigger numbers because Errol's fan base would have continued to grow. That's what I think. But because Errol took 15 months off from one of his best performances, and then he got stalled out when people were like, is it going to get made? Oh, we're anxious. And so many times it was going to get made. Oh, it's not going to get made. It's not going to get made. It's going to get. By the time that came about, people lost interest. But why did people lose interest? Because it took so long to make the fight. And when it took so long to make the fight, why did it take so long to make the fight? And then Terence took a fight that didn't do anything for him, for fan base. It only did something for money for him. That's it. It did something for money for him, and it did something for his activity. Other than that, it didn't do anything to help grow the fight because nobody watched that fight. So Errol doesn't take a fight. Terence takes a fight nobody wants instead of the fight everybody wanted. And then the pay-per-views didn't wind up being any better than they thought it would be. And you're going to conclude from that Terence Crawford is now a megastar? I think you're trying to speak that into existence. I think that's what you're trying to do. Now, do I think Errol is a marketing genius? Absolutely not. Because if Errol was a marketing genius, he would have just continued to fight guys that were easy wins. He would have beat up a man that's kept active, beat up a man that's Stanionis, right? Then if he beats up Manny Stanionis, then he beats up Keith Thurman, and there, boom, boom, 2 more fights. He's knocked out 2 more people. Wow, his card is even more. Then I skip out. If that was what he's, but it's not what he is. What he is a guy that keeps his word, is what it is. But click the link. I want to know where you get all this Terence Crawford is some gigantic star now. Really? I didn't hear very many people outside of boxing even talking about the fight even happening. Stevie Hewitt. Merch is dumb is not being serious. And by the way, Merch is dumb, please stop. I've already asked you to stop, bro. I don't want to put you out. I've already asked for the trolling to stop, bro. And you're like 3 days straight of me asking you to stop. He took Spence's Instagram followers. Are you what? He took Errol Spence Jr. lost Instagram followers. People stopped following. You have some proof that Errol Spence Jr. lost Instagram followers and that they went over there to Terence Crawford? Matter of fact, bro, yeah, you got to go. I'm sorry, Merch is dumb. You got to go. Got to put you on timeout, bro. I'm about to take your wrench the next time, bro. Please just leave serious conversations. You're egging on conversations that really do cost me money. Because it wastes my time, bro. Time is money. And you are encouraging people with stupidity, bro. Please stop it. And you don't even mean the stuff that you're saying. Please stop it. Yeah, Kamani. Yeah, okay, so the answer to that is no. So the answer to that is no. Thank you very much. That's what I thought. The answer to that is no. Please stop doing that, bro. The answer to that question you had was no. I got it. For now, trying to have real boxing talk. Y'all got to chill. Please stop doing that, bro. No, he didn't. That's just silly, and he knows that. So it's just silly. Grown men trolling is pretty sad. Don't you think? T. Orlando, look, T. Orlando has been doing it. T. Orlando's been doing it for a while. I don't mind T. Orlando because that's one guy. I get a little tired of it, though, man. I can't lie. Because I do want to have serious boxing talk. And all of you guys keep calling me Terence Crawford haters, but none of you guys can get up here and tell me how what I'm saying is not true. Steve Nelson said that the fight between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford is not enough money for Terence because they don't even know if it will sell. But yet, bring on Tim Tszyu. What's the difference between playing devil's advocate and fat out trolling? Devil's advocate is what? Nothing really. Well, devil's advocate is when you let people know you're doing that. And you're making an argument. Trolling is just you're just trying to mislead people and say it for the sake of saying it. But whatever, man. Hey, Frequent Flyer, what's up? He said, for now, what's up with Shakur? How he don't know 8 million came from his own guy. I don't know. I wish Shakur Stevenson would stop talking on Instagram. That's what he said. That's what they said. They said Tim Tszyu. They said that Steve Nelson said that Errol Spence Jr., they don't think the Errol Spence Jr. fight will sell now. And it's not about anything other but than the bag right now. And then he names Tim Tszyu as an option. So Tim Tszyu must be about the bag. So how is Tim Tszyu about the bag, but Errol Spence Jr. rematch is not about the bag? I don't want to talk. Terence Crawford has fought good fighters, man. Terence Crawford's a very good fighter. Shakur, I'm telling Stevenson. I'm just telling you, I wish Shakur Stevenson would stop talking. That's what I think. I wish he would just not show his personality so much. Because he is calling for the fight, man, but just call for the fight. That stuff he did with Devin Haney was flat out hypocritical. Steve Hewitt, if you want to ask me a question about who's a good fighter for Terence Crawford, come on, man. It's obvious who a good fighter is that for Terence Crawford. You define what a good fighter is. Errol Spence Jr. is a good fighter. Sean Porter's a good fighter. Jeff Horn was a good fighter. Postal was a good fighter. They're all good. Those are all a bunch of good fighters. They're good fighters. Fanon, they count Tim Tszyu out, but he can definitely clip. But if he ain't careful, look, man, I don't want to hear about a Tim Tszyu fight for Terence Crawford. So, I mean, Tim Tszyu will go into, well, who have you beat category. Well, who did he beat? What does Tim Tszyu do for you? Tim Tszyu is not a world champion. If he got a world championship, he got a world championship because they took the belt from Jermell Charlo. If you want to talk about somebody not being a good fight that did not prove themselves, don't have the experience, and is not a draw, that's Tim Tszyu. The only thing Tim Tszyu would have gotten was Tim Tszyu would have gotten a vacated belt from the champion. That's it. Derek Choice, I don't care about who has the blame. Boxer's job is to fight. Why not put the blame on the promoter for a fighter not being as popular? You can put the blame wherever you want to put the blame. I'm just stating the facts. Okay? If your dog dies, it could be old age, or it could be that you didn't feed him. For all intents and purposes, you're still going to bury the dog. You can blame Bob Arum till the cows come home. It doesn't mean it's, look, if Terence Crawford comes out, let me tell you how we would know that you were right. Dude, you're just talking dumb shit. What excuses? What excuse? Hold on one second. Abraham Smith, what's the excuse? Tell me the excuse. You guys are clowns. Supporting the best boxing channel on all YouTube. Thank you. Can't wait for Canelo Charlo. Hope everyone doing good. Try Aler Balance Spray. It's homeopathic solution for allergies that really work fast. Salute us. Okay, for sure. Thank you, man. I didn't say that you lost me money, lost me fans. I said time is money, and you're costing me money because you're wasting my time reading comments that you don't mean. I gained subs. Matter of fact, let me see something. Let me check the record since you want to troll. And you think that shit is cute, no matter how many times I ask you to stop doing it. Let's see. Let me see. I've gained 270 subscribers this week. I didn't say you lost me subscribers. I gained 270 subscribers so far this week. Okay? I haven't lost any subscribers. What I'm telling you is you're wasting my time because I got to continually read shit that you don't mean. Say what you mean. If you have a point to make the point. I am tired of you making points that you do not mean. You're just saying things to say things. Say something you mean. I say what I mean. Why do you think I'm the type? Do I seem like I'm the type of person that wants to sit around and listen to you tell me a bunch of stuff that you do not mean? You don't mean what you're saying. You're just saying it to get a rise out of people. Go get your own YouTube channel so you can go around and get rise out of people. You're wasting my time. You haven't faced anybody great who he fought. Give me 1 second, Jorge Siller. Thank you, brother. No, watch this. Watch this. Before Caesar TMG, hold on 1 second. You see this comment right here, Stevie Hewitt? You're wasting time as you haven't listed one great who he fought. Oh, I'm sorry. I misread your comment. I thought you said it's good. You know what I'm going to tell you? I'm still going to tell you to leave. I said good fighters. You can tell me who you think is great. I don't care. Great fighter? None of these guys may be great fighters. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what great fighters he fought. So what? You tell me a great fighter. You tell me a great fighter that, let me see. Who is a great fighter that Canelo Alvarez beat? Who is a great fighter that Gervonta beat? Who's a great fighter that Devin Haney beat? Who's a great fighter Lomachenko beat? Who's a great, I can sit around and nag and be like, none of these guys are great fighters. You don't have to beat a great fighter that you agree on to be a great fighter. Terence Crawford's a great fighter. And the fact that he is not beating somebody that you think is great does not mean he's not a great fighter. Okay? You're a troll. But the only difference is you're a Terence Crawford hater. Because I want to know why you think Terence Crawford is not a great fighter or why he's not worthy of praise for the people that he beat. You let me know instead of trying to put me in some corny-ass position of trying to defend to you why he's not beating a great fighter. What's going on, Caesar TMG?
Ain't nothing much, man. How you doing this morning?
Man, I can't complain, bro.
Hey, so I just wanted to tap in and say to these fans that they got to stop blaming promoters for the popularity of the fighters. This isn't the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. We have so many different media mediums that they can go through to help themselves. The promoter, their job is to give you a platform for which to fight on, and when you have those fights, to get out there and talk about them and put content out there for you. And it just kind of seems like the type of content people enjoy the most comes from the PBC. People love the behind the scenes Showtime stuff more than they like what they get from top ranking ESPN. So it's not Bob's job to come out here and make Terence Crawford a popular person. It's his job to get him fights, put his fights on a platform, and it's Bud's job to do what he needs to in the fights, and he has, but also to get out here and promote himself. And I think that's the disconnect that fans are not paying attention to is that Bud already said, why would I go out here and talk to people when they already support me? That's not the attitude to take. So you can't keep blaming the promoter when the fighter is out here saying that he doesn't need to do X, Y, and Z in order for his fights to be something that people want to tune into. Also, A little bit of the blame can go on Bob Arum because of doing things like not getting the Pacquiao fight for him. But at the same time, like I said, he's gotten him fights. He has the type of resume that Bud fans want to stand on. So if you got a resume you can stand on, the only part that's missing is that he needs to get out here and market himself and promote himself better. You see what he's doing with the PBC and CAA now. He should have been doing this about a decade ago. And that's all I had to say, man. Keep burning them up in the kitchen, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, Seasoner TMG. Appreciate you, bro. Now let me do something real quick. Let me tell you, hey, somebody unblock that dude, Stevie Hewitt, because I meant to time him out. Hey, thank you, Leo Shang. Let me be real clear here, bro. I am talking about this. Whether or not Terence Crawford and I'm sorry for people that do not like to stick to the subject. I stick to the subject. As Ox Steel said very, 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 very well yesterday, I keep it on the table. Whatever subject matter we're talking about, I stick to that subject matter. And I don't jump off and I don't change and I'm not doing all of that stuff. I think Terence Crawford is a great fighter. For you to ask me, name great fighters that he fought, I'm not interested in playing that game with you. Because if I say a person's a great fighter, then you're going to ask me the next stupid question. Well, what great fighter did they beat to be great? Oh, they lost to this guy. That means they're not great. And I have to get into this big, long, stupid conversation with you about who you think is great. You can think whoever you want to think is great. I know full well, as far as fighters that I've seen, that Terence Crawford is easily one of the best fighters I've ever seen fight. And those are facts. That in my mind, that's a fact. Terence Crawford is a great fighter. I have no doubt that he's a great fighter. I never, not one time, said that I think he does not have a chance to beat Errol Spence. You lying trolls have got somebody mixed up because I've never said that. If I say that I think Errol Spence Jr. can beat him, that's not the same thing as me saying I don't think Terence Crawford has the ability to beat Errol, which is why there isn't anybody that made a penny off of me betting on that fight, because I told you I'm not willing to bet on that fight. Why? Because it's going to depend on the day. It's going to depend on the day. I don't know. And just because you guys say all these things, and I've been said it, just because Errol said that there's a lot of smoke and mirrors around Terence Crawford, I said, yeah, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors for sure. But that doesn't mean that there's not a dragon in the middle of those smoke and all of that smoke and mirrors. It doesn't mean that he's not the real deal. Just like you guys keep using all these cornball arguments of trying to walk down people's resumes with fights that they actually won to discredit them. You take, for example, Jaron Ennis. You walk down everybody that Jaron Ennis' fought, and you call him, oh, he's not good, he's not good, he's not good, he's not good. And then somehow you try to draw the conclusion that because you think those fighters aren't good, that means that Jaron's not good. That's not logical. That is illogical. Okay? If Usain Bolt, if you had never seen Usain Bolt ever run, and he said, and I say, man, Usain Bolt is the fastest runner in the world. And you say, Willie, well, who did he beat? Who did he beat? Well, I say, well, number one, he beat me. Number two, he beat this guy this guy, that guy, this guy, and that guy. And you say, well, who did they beat? And that guy lost a race. That guy lost a race. Fred lost a race to a guy that I know. So how do you know that just because he beat that guy doesn't mean he's the fastest guy in the world? That's the logic you use. You think just because somebody beat the same guy that Jaron beat, Or you don't believe that that guy has beaten great fighters, the guy that Jaron Ennis has beaten had ever beaten great fighters, that somehow that means Jaron Ennis isn't every bit as good as I think he is. You don't know that by discrediting the people that he beat. I can understand if you said I don't think Jaron Ennis is that great because he lost to this guy. I think Jaron Ennis is the best welterweight. Why would you think that? He got knocked out by Keith Thurman. I think Jamal James is the best welterweight in the world. If you said, hold on, man, you mean Jamal James that lost to Butiev? And then Butiev lost to Stanionis? Come on, man. I don't think he is. Look who he lost to. So, Stevie Hewitt, you didn't get anything other than on my nerves by asking a dumb question. I am not, again, a Terence Crawford hater. I don't hate Terence Crawford at all. I like Terence Crawford as a fighter. Every bit that I know about him in the ring, I like. And guess what? He's a boxer. That's all that matters. I don't have to like his choice in clothes. I don't even have to like his negotiation tactics, which I do not. And I think are counterproductive for him and for boxing. You want me to just run the man's name down based off any and everything that goes on. No, you're the troll, not me. When somebody accuses Terence Crawford of using performance-enhancing drugs, and I don't know that he has, I am not going to say that, yes, I think he's on steroids or I think he's on a PED because I don't know. I know he could be, but that's the best I can say. He could have. You might as well ask me, hey, look, I saw my friend and he was talking to a woman outside of a restaurant. Oh, he's cheating on his wife. And I would say to you, hold on. You saw Larry outside a restaurant talking to a woman? Yes, I guess he could be cheating. And I know that woman has cheated with other people's husbands, but I don't know he's cheating with her. He may just have walked by her. So let's get this whole thing straight. I am not a Terence Crawford hater. I'm not. Which is why I know I would look right in the face of Terence Crawford and anybody else in his camp if they said something to me about it, and I would look at him like, man, you're wrong. I don't know what I sympathize for what you feel. But look, man, I don't work for you. You don't pay me a salary. So I don't have a duty to either say things that you like or not say things about boxing, your profession, that you don't like. I don't owe you either one. Just like you can say that Errol Spence Jr. put in a 154 pounds in the rematch clause. So it's not your responsibility to give him that just to be nice. Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, friend. I can say what I want to say, whether you like it or not, because you are a public figure who actually wants people to watch your fights. You fight on television. Like these people so eloquently and consistently point out, you give interviews. You promote yourself to boxing fans to watch your fights and talk about your fights. I'm a boxing fan, so I get to do that. That's part of the deal. You don't get to try to bully me out of my opinion or out of my ability to say so. And I don't care if you punch me or not. I don't care because I'm not going to be pulling out my hands and trying to fight you anyway. Because why would I? And why would you? Because one isolated guy doesn't agree with something you said in public when you knew full well what you said was going to be in public. But you don't have a problem with people that say things that you like when those things are said in public. All I want to do is have people hold people to the same standard. If somebody is your employee, then they have a fiduciary duty. They do. They have a duty. Not necessarily a fiduciary duty, excuse me. They have a duty because they're your employee and you pay them for that. Your trainer has a duty to represent you and speak positively about you. He does. Your promoter has a duty to represent you and represent your best interest. Why? Because he gets paid for it. You have a duty to fight Errol Spence Jr. if he exercises that rematch clause. Why? Because he negotiated. He doesn't deserve for you to say that the fight's not worth it. And it's a waste of time. Because that is a breach, in my opinion, of a duty that you have to the fight to make the fight as profitable as it can be. Why? Because that's what you guys partnered to do to begin with. Not to badmouth them and say you don't want to do it and it's a waste of time. Just like if during the first fight you had the duty to get out there and give the interviews and promote it and do your part of promoting it. That was because you're part of the promotion and everybody's getting paid in the promotion. That's when you have the duty to not say bad things that you don't like and to say good things that somebody will like. That's when you have that duty. I don't get paid by you or any of y'all, so I don't have that duty. My only duty is to tell the people that do support this channel and do support me what I actually think about subjects that they want to talk about. I don't have a duty to talk to them about things that they don't want to talk about. And I don't have a duty to tell them things that I don't think. Just so that you all will stop trying to cyberbully me. Part of it is necessary because this is what I think. And you guys can like it or you can lump it. And I mean it. And I mean it. JD said, I will say it for you. F Bud. I don't believe that. You're not saying, hey, man, thank you, JD. I appreciate you. But you're not saying that for me. Dude, I was standing right next to Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford didn't say a word to me. Looked me dead in the face, clearly recognized me, and did not say a word, bro. Did not say a word. Didn't say a word good, didn't say a word bad, didn't. Acted like a complete professional. I didn't stick a phone in his face and ask him for a picture. I didn't record him. I didn't do any of that. Okay? Because, dude, why? Anyway, let me get back to this. Matthew Thomas said this guy is killing his own argument. What argument am I killing, Matthew Thomas? I don't know if you're talking to me. I promise you I'm not killing my own argument. I agree Bud will make more on the rematch because Spence has a bunch of fans who want to see the rematch. Hey, thank you very much. I'm sorry. Excuse me if I didn't say excuse me. Here's another link, though. And merch is done, bro. I didn't say you were costing me subscribers. I said that you were wasting my time. I haven't heard a serious conversation out of you, a serious question or an observation where I even know what you think. The difference with Terry Schmoot is Terry Schmoot will actually get on here and he will actually say what he thinks so that I can separate you just playing with things and Terry Schmoot, who actually I know what he actually thinks. Anyway, man, let me put the link in there. The link is in there. I agree, Bud. Yeah, look, I'm just, hey, thank you, Mr. Okay, for sure. I may take a day off. I think I'm going to take a day off on Saturday. My guy, Richard Paris, thank you, brother, so much for your support, man. He said, can't please him either way, Fanon. Most only acknowledge belts. Then Raleigh get a belt and went through that window. It went through the window too, exactly. They beat an easy fighter. The fighter is trash. They overcome difficulty to win a fighter. Then they got exposed. Damn if you do, damned if you don't. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you, brother, for that support. Thank you so much for that support. It's damned if you do, damned if you don't. But you can't tell me Terence Crawford's not a great fighter, because he is one. I don't have, and it's literally, he's a great fighter by every measurement that I know of. He's a great fighter by every measurement that I know of. That doesn't mean that what he says outside of the ring is true. Hey, Fernando, I was going to tell you to take a day off, but who am I to tell somebody to not to make money? No, I think I'm going to take a day off on Saturday anyway, for sure. I probably won't. Anyway, he's a great fighter, but he's not better than Boots, in my opinion. Well, look, Jay Petty. This is, let me say this. The question around Jaron Ennis is this. Does he deserve a fight? That's the issue with him. Does he deserve a fight? It's not whether or not Terence Crawford can do something else and make more money. It's whether or not Jaron Ennis deserved the fight. That's the only question with Jaron. Has Jaron done enough to deserve a fight for the IBF title? And the answer to that is absolutely yes. So the rest of that talk is with whatever. You're coming up for a reason for this man not to get his shot. Take, for example, people that say that Jaron Ennis doesn't deserve the fight because he can't beat Terence Crawford and he'll get knocked out. Terrell W said, Fanon, what has been the fight of the year so far? If I call correctly, really, I think Lomachenko, Devin Haney. Just off the top of my head, I say Devin Haney and Vasily Lomachenko's fight of the year so far for me. Because it was the best fight out of two high-level fighters, I think. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is. I'm sure there's something else out there that was a really good fight. You know, but I don't know of something where all the belts were on the line. We had a Hall of Fame fighter fighting. There was a better fight than that. That was a good fight, man. It was a good fight. Fighter, I don't think there has to be a more eyeballs on him. There's a million people on that. What was that on that, man? I don't know what it was, but I think it was, for me, it's fight of the year. I mean, you guys can have your own opinion. Obviously, you can have your opinion. Please let them know at 2:15 Eastern Standard Time, I will go live. Yeah, make sure you guys go check out Upper Echelon at 2:15 Eastern Standard Time when he goes live. I will give you a piece of advice, man. I do think that you should start it in the middle of the hour. You should start it at the hour and not at a 15-minute mark. FYI. Upper Echelon. Thank you, brother. I think if you're going to do it, start it at 2. Even if you got to be a little bit late, start it at 2. Because people's schedules are always set to the round hour. So that's what I think. You know? I think the best fight of the year so far. I mean, it was. Yeah, it was. It was an exciting fight. I really enjoyed that fight. Lomachenko made it exciting. Yeah, I enjoyed the fight. Lomachenko made it exciting, man. You know? He made it exciting. Navarrete, Valdez, nah. It wasn't the same level of fights. It wasn't, and honestly, Navarrete and Navarrete and Oscar Valdez was kind of one-sided. It was a little bit one-sided. And plus, man, those guys, dude is so sloppy, bro. Dude is so sloppy, bro. Yes, sir, for 2 o'clock. Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, he was. Devin Haney was much more aggressive in that fight. So, yeah, man, I would give, for what if I recall correctly, and again, somebody could, somebody almost always fight of the year got to go to like, it's got to go sometime. I think Tio, Fernando, are you buying Fury, Francis, and Ngannou? No. I'm not even gonna watch it. I don't think I am. I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. I mean, honestly, man, that's like a pimple popping video. That's like a pimple popping video. I don't know, man. It's like I think I'm gonna stop watching. You remember, like YouTube used to have a lot of pimple popping videos, like these, like they would have people that would have like a cyst or something, and they would go, they would spute all. It'd be so nasty, but you just keep watching it because, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's kind of like that. Like that's how I kind of felt like, yeah, it's like a pimple popping video. Like I may watch it because it's I want to be disgusted. Like, oh, and you just can't stop watching it. You know what I mean? Upper Echelon said Ugas and Barrios or Lubin Ramos will give us, yeah, that should be good stuff. Yeah. He says, still watching those. Yeah, I mean, I stopped watching. That's the only way I won't watch it because, it's so gross. It's so gross, man. It's so gross. But there's something satisfyingly gross about it. So maybe that one. Fanon, in an alternate parallel universe where Shakur didn't duck Haney beat Shakur. Let me tell you, man, that would be a complete opposite universe. Because number one, I don't think Shakur ducked him. Dog, I'm just telling you that if Devin Haney, if Shakur Stevenson is serious about what he said about Frank Martin and he really believes it, then he has to also believe that he, Shakur Stevenson has to believe that he ducked Devin Haney. I'm not a Devin Haney hater either. I'm not a Devin Haney. I just, seriously, man, I get so tired of you guys, man. Hey, what is something we can talk about that's good? What will I enjoy talking about really fast? Let me see. Hold on. Here for boxing, Fanana Ho. Yes, may I help you? Fagnon, I'm here. Can I help you, King? Can I help you, King? Anyway, man, let me have some fun, bro. Let's talk about what will actually take place in this fight with Jaron Ennis and Terence Crawford if this fight happens. Jaron Ennis is going to make Terence Crawford look old in the middle of the ring. Let me tell you how I think all of this very well may play out. Let me tell you how I think this is going to play out. I think it's going to be like this. At Davin Haney. Yeah, they mad, bro. Why? Where's Why, man? Why supported, bro? Thank you, man. He said keys to victory for both Charlo and Canelo. Saludo G. Thank you. Great question. My key to victory for Jermell Charlo is to outbox Canelo Alvarez and make him continue to move and have really, really good endurance and continue to jab. And when he holds off, when Canelo Alvarez has low punch activity, for him to let off a bunch of shots, Katie Taylor him, shoe shine him, and move. I think he should counter. I think when he hits him to the arm, he needs to hit him with that same thing. That I think he needs to fight like Dimitri Bivol. That's what I think he needs to do. I think he needs a very good jab, a long, good jab. I think he needs to use good movement. and have extreme endurance to be in, as Gary Russell Jr. says, in 15-round shape. And I think that he'll be able to win the fight as long as the judges give him the card. But he's got to be able to win it, and he's got to do that at least. He's got to do that at least 8 out of the 12. He's got to do that at least 8 out of 12 rounds to win. He can't do it 7. He can't do it 7 out of 12. He can't do it 6 out of 12. He's literally got to do it. Actually, safe side, he's got to do it 9 out of 12. He's got to do it 9 out of 12 times. 9 out of 12 times. And the first 3 rounds are going to be critical. You got to start it off with it in the first, second, third, fourth round. He has to do it. He has to pay, and he's got to get, and then he doesn't out. That's what I think he has to do. I think that's the key to him. The key to Jermell Charlo is to force, to Canelo Alvarez, is to force Jermell Charlo into gunfire. He has to be more active, and he's got to force him into, he's got to force him to be more active and catch him in the between stuff. And that's what I think. That's what I think is key to victory is. Yeah, right. And finish strong. Exactly. Yeah, say if he wins 8 rounds, he's probably going to get a draw. If he wins 9 rounds, I think he can win the fight. I think he can win the fight with 9 rounds. I really do. I believe that. What's going on, Trash Talk Gaming? Here's another link, though. King is mad that I'm not going to talk to him anymore. Stop being a troll so much, bro. None of these other guys are going to talk to you. I feel so much better all of a sudden. Body shots for Canelo are going to be very important. He's got to wear him down. He's got to tire him out. Because Jermell Charlo's already proven that he has the endurance to move for 12 rounds. And also, Canelo's got to be very careful. He has to be very, very careful in not getting hit. He's got to watch those uppercuts. Hunter Young said, Fanon, who is paying for Devin versus Shakur fight? Who was paying for it? Top Rank was. Top Rank was going to pay for it. Off of the budget. And then people that bought the pay-per-view were going to do it. Hey, thanks, Trash Talk Gaming. Appreciate you for saying that, man. Appreciate you so much for saying that, sir. Thank you, man. Yeah, you just got to be really careful. Fanon, break down the argument that 25% of everything for Shakur was actually closer to 64-40 per split because of what Devin would have to pay out of his 75%. Let me think about that. Well, the only way that I could see that would be the case, Mr. Paris, is this. If the purse bid, say that in the case of it not going to purse bid, that Bob Arum was willing to have a larger, he's willing to pay more money because he knows that he has to pay Shakur Stevenson. Oh, actually, how the fuck would that work? Excuse my language. How would that work? I have to think about that, man. How would it get closer to 60-40? I mean, technically speaking, 60-40 of this, it wouldn't. I don't even know how it would. I mean, strictly speaking, when you're talking about percentage, because you got to be talking about this percentage of the same number. It's difficult. I can't lie, man. How to support that argument? I can make an argument that he would make more money by taking 25% of the original offer than he would have taking 60-40 of a purse bid. Because the value of if Bob Arum refuses to participate in the purse bid or go above a certain amount in the purse bid because it's going to be too costly for him and somebody else jumps in there and takes it for a lower amount, then he could get, then 40% of what the actual purse bid winds up being could wind up being less than what Bob Arum would have paid him at 25%. That's a potential. right? But then you'd have to ask, well, why would Bob Arum do that? Because Bob Arum has a minimum that he would have to pay Shakur, which could jack up the price. So they need for them to come to a voluntary agreement in order for that not to wind up going to purse bid. That's the only way that to me. For nine, if Shakur got 25% of budgeted amount, then out of the 75 remaining sanction fees, promoter, ECT is paid. I don't know. Okay. Hold on one second. Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. The sound is going to be bad for a second. All right, sorry about that. Give me a second on that let me see what he said. Give me a back. Let me go back. Thank you for getting me in a better mood, man. It's for real. I have to admit, man, I get tired of all of that, man. Puts you in a bad mood, man. You wake up in the morning and people just accusing you of all kind of dumb stuff just to get themselves attention. For nine, if Shakur got 25% of the budgeted amount, then 75% remaining of then out of the 75% remaining sanctioning fees, promoter, I don't know, man, because the promoter fee is already going to come out. I don't know. I have to think about that. That's a better question for actually, you know what? That's a much better question for Rachel Donaire or for manager Marty. For nine, I apologize. This is merch. This is merch, not Goanna Queen. I do ask questions. I just don't super chat so they get missed. And people, oh, hey, okay, merch is done, bro. Hey, can somebody please unblock merch is done? Like I'm telling you, man, dude, I'm a human being, man. Like everybody else, merch is done. I'm for real. Like you just got to understand. Like, I appreciate it. You don't have to understand, but I'd appreciate if you understand. One of the things that I do is I will talk to anybody about boxing. I know it is, and it's going to be weird for a second. Here it is. I'll fix it now. Hold on, man. All right, there you go. I said I already got my Padawan. Okay, cool. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Because I look, dude, I talk to everybody, man. I will talk to anybody about boxing, man. But when people try to jump the line into bullying me, like, come on, man. I have the right to have my opinion, man, just like you do. I feel like Shakur got to take a big risk fight so he can become the A side, like move up and fight them boogeyman and make Gary Court. See, here's the thing, man. People don't get to choose whether or not you don't get to choose your destiny, bro. You don't get to choose your destiny, bro. You know what I mean? Hold on. You just don't get to do it, bro. You can do everything right and still not you can have everything you want and still it's just not your destiny, bro. Just not your destiny. There's no reason Gervonta Davis should be as big a star as he is. He just made a decision early in his career. He was put in a situation where he had no choice but to make the right decision. Thanks, Incel. I appreciate that, bro. Thank you, man. Appreciate you much. You know, that's just how it is. Hold on one second. All right, you back, moderator, brother. Hold on one second. Hey, the Prince 432. How can I help? 432. How can I help you?
Hello, Fanon. I'm kind of new to your channel, man. I've been watching you for a few weeks now.
Thank you, man.
Just
I appreciate you for watching.
No doubt. I done left some comments and just wanted to come up and let you know I ain't no troll. And I'm new to the boxing side of YouTube, I guess you say.
Yes, sir.
So I just wanted to discuss the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, man. I'm a big Errol fan, big Crawford fan. Hate the fight went the way it went. Would have liked to see more competitive fight, and I'm not into the politics or anything, but
yes,
as far
sir.
as the rematch, I really don't want to see Earl take that fight again. I just think Crawford is the better boxer, and boxing, like I said, I don't know as much as you guys know, I'm just a fan. But as far as
I'm a
boxing,
fan too, man.
Yeah, I believe boxers always outbeat fighters. Am I wrong on that?
Oh, definitely not always, but I get your point.
Yeah, so that's my take on the Spence Crawford fight. I just don't want to see him. It was bad, man. I was rooting for Spence to win. Of course, I'm from Texas, so I'm biased on my Texas. But like I said, I'm a Crawford fan too. I think he's a great boxer, and Spence is a great fighter. He has heart. He got that dog in him, and I don't want to see him go through that again. I've been hearing a lot of people in this space say if he take a loss like that again, that his stock will drop. So while his stock is still kind of, in between, I think he should take some fights at 54, look good, dominate if possible, and, try to get a title at 54, then, rehashing that Crawford fight. I love to hear what you say. I won't waste your time. I'll jump off, but I thank you for having me up, and I'm going to continue watching you, my brother.
Anytime, man. And thank you very, very much, man. And look, before you jump off, man, I think that is a very solid viewpoint, man. There's nothing, I mean, that is logical. There's nothing illogical about what you said at all.
Yes, sir.
Errol Spence did get beat. He did get beat badly. If he fights again, it's not unreasonable to believe that it could happen twice.
Right.
And if he does, then hey, man, if you're a fan of his, you may not want to see that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's going to be Errol Spence's point. It's going to be Errol Spence's decision, and it's something that he negotiated for. But only thing that I would say is, look, man, you only live once, man, and there ain't no guarantee, man, you're ever going to get a shot at that much money again.
Right.
And so, that's going to be that's a legitimate deal for him. And also, he may feel like that, like only he really knows how he feels and what went on and all of that, you know.
Correct.
Anyway, thank you, man. I appreciate you, the Prince. Thank you,
Oh,
sir.
no doubt, man.
All right,
Appreciate
man. Peace. That's a joy, man. That's a joy, man. Even if you see, like, listen what this man says. And I see you, King of Kings. I'm gonna get on this. Just listen to this for a second. This man says, I'm gonna say two things. And I'm gonna say two things. And they both mean the same thing. Look, man, I just don't think Errol should take that rematch because he really got beat very badly in that last fight. And it wasn't a close fight. It was very, very one-sided. And I don't want to see Errol in a situation where he can get hurt because boxing is a very dangerous sport. And I just hope I wish he would do is just go and fight at 154 and get a couple fights in there and take his time to get back and right. And then after that, if the fight presents himself, take it. Right? How not only first of all, I don't have a problem with any of that. And number two, that's not unpleasant. The man's not a jerk. This, on the other hand, oh my God, man, why do you even talk about this fight? Errol's a bum. Errol got destroyed. He's bleeding out of his nose and bleeding out of his eyes and bleeding out of his ears, and he was bleeding out of his booty. And Terence Crawford completely dominated him. He needs to retire and just go away. And everybody needs to owe a big apology to Bud because Bud said he was going to win the fight and he did it. And I'm right. That man, y'all, that crap. Bro, you can say the same thing, man, and not be a jerk. Okay? It is literally possible to say something and not be a jerk when you say it. Okay? And it will be received in different ways. But anyway, back to the question. My man said, what situation was that? Okay, so here you go. First and foremost, I was talking about you can do everything right. You can do everything right and still not become a megastar. Let's look at it. Let's look at it from different viewpoints. Number one is there's only going to be so many of them at one time. It's boxing. There's only going to be so many of them at one time. Kind of like the NBA champion. There can only be one team that's the NBA champion at one time. There can only be one best NBA player in the NBA at one time. Okay? If Michael Jordan was in the league, if LeBron James had been in the league at the same time as Michael Jordan, if Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan, LeBron James would have never gotten to the status that he's in because there was somebody over him. Similarly, Kobe Bryant never really got to the top of the league until Michael was done. Just works. When Muhammad Ali was the best fighter, the number one fighter in the world and the biggest star, nobody else was because it was only him because all eyes are on him. Okay? So you're not guaranteed that because there's just as a percentage, there's only one person that's going to be that. You're not Floyd Mayweather Jr. Why? Because Floyd Mayweather Jr. is Floyd Mayweather Jr. Everybody else is going to be relative, do well to the extent that but they're not him. Same thing will happen with Canelo. Canelo isn't any bigger now than he was then. He's no bigger now than he was when he fought Floyd. But now he's the biggest name in boxing, even though he's no bigger now than he was when Floyd was there. He just had somebody over him that was bigger, right? So it's not meant for everybody. So Gervonta Davis, what did Gervonta Davis do the situation to answer King of Kings' question? What was it that why Gervonta Davis was in a situation where he had to take the right path. He was sparring Devin Haney. He was with Adrian Broner. He was with Adrian Broner. He was not with Mayweather Promotions. He was at Adrian Broner. And Adrian Broner flew him in, I do believe on Adrian Broner's dime, to Las Vegas to spar Devin Haney. And Floyd Mayweather Jr. watched Devin Haney spar Floyd, spar Gervonta. And as a result of that sparring match, Floyd signed Gervonta Davis. And when he signed Gervonta Davis, Floyd got him a championship shot against Pedraza. He put him on his undercard in one of the biggest pay-per-view, a co-main in one of the biggest pay-per-views that has ever taken place with Conor McGregor. And after that, led him to a bunch of fights in a bunch of different weight classes with his name directly associated with Floyd Mayweather. And guess what this was? Because he didn't have a choice. Guess who did have a choice, though? Shakur Stevenson had a choice. But Shakur Stevenson said, no, I'm going to go with Top Rank. Why? Because Top Rank made a poster of me. I liked the way that they treated me better. So I went with Top Rank. Since he went with Top Rank, he's in a situation where he got everything that he should have expected out of Top Rank. But he very well may never get to the point where in matter of fact, he probably will not get to the point that he is Gervonta Davis. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is what I believe. Gervonta Davis. Yeah, thank you. The second most. Thank you. Gervonta Davis could lose to Shakur Stevenson next year, and Shakur Stevenson will not be Gervonta Davis because he's not guaranteed to get Gervonta Davis's fan base. He's not. Because what you're going to be is the guy that actually ruined the day of all the people that were rooting for you to lose. It's just not meant for you. And you're going to have to make moves that are like where you're going to be. It's what it is. Let me tell you something, man. I got a friend, a very good friend who I was in school with, who I went to school with. And my grades were every bit as good as his. I think I'm every bit as talented as he is, not more so, but very on par with him. And he made some decisions that wound up where he wound up making a whole lot of money. Made the decision and made a whole lot of money. And that's just not meant for me. And I was like, God, dog, one day I was sitting like, man, if I just would have done exactly what he did, then I would be in the situation that he's in. And the question is, as far as the money goes. And the answer is no, you might not have been. Because it wasn't meant for you. That was meant for him. Same thing that I feel about this channel when I look at other people who are my age that are retiring. And I think to myself, dude, look, man, you guys made a lot of, I'm going to tell you one good decision I made. Of many decisions, I made some good decisions. I've made some bad decisions. One of the best decisions that I've ever made was that I decided to get my retirement job together while I was still working. And what my retirement job was going to be was I was like, I'm going to be a coder. I want to be an ethical hacker because I was mad. I was working on technology. I'm going to learn how to code. I'm going to learn how to make money on just, to go program this or do this, something different because I was really burned out on what I was doing. And one day I said, you know what? Let me take a little break and let me start a YouTube channel. Maybe I can make some ground that way. So I did it. And now I feel like, provided I don't screw it up, man, I could really have a nice retirement job. I really feel like I could talk, if I could talk to boxing with people every day when I'm 60 years old, 65 years old, man, that show beats a lot of other stuff. And man, what a good decision. So take that here for boxing. Here for boxing, this boxing talk is not for you. King, this boxing talk is not for you. You can be mad at me and think, well, if people just watch me and I would just do as many videos as he does, and I would just say things that I agree with, and everybody would listen to me. And no, they wouldn't, because you're a jerk. Imagine OG hacking these clowns. Oh, I was about to be hacking them clowns, dog. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, dude, don't lunch. I may turn around and get back to working. Except for now, I'll maybe take some classes to learn it. I'm 30 and working on my retirement for now. I don't want to work for a company my entire. Exactly, bro. So to me, it's like, hey, man. Yeah, dude, you guys are jerks, man. I'm not a jerk, bro. I'm not hating on anybody. You're the jerk. Hey, Vincent Stacy, literally nobody has said that today, you liar. Why do you want to lie, bro? See you later, Vincent Stacy. Oh, sure. Here you go. Here's the link, man. He said, we'll be here for you. I'm still pissed. What is that? What's that, man? What you mad about? Freddie Jackson, thank you, brother. He said, appreciate you, Fanon. Black parent on YouTube. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, sir. A Puerto Rico. Yeah, dog. Richard Pardo, a Puerto Rico. Hey, man, I'm in one unity with Puerto Rico. Thank you, brother. Thanks to my guy, Black Parent on YouTube. Thank you, bro. I'm just telling you the truth. There's the link, man, and here's the link to anybody else. Yeah, man, shout out Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Man, where is Kamal Oz? Man, you better go. I'm gonna get come on, Kamal. Don't get mad. Hold on one second. Upper echelon, how can I help you, man?
How you doing today, sir? Hold on, let me mute you in the background. There
man,
we go.
I can't. Yeah, I can't complain, man.
All right. This, this has all the epic makings to a heroic story. You know that, Mr. Martin?
What is that?
Check this out, right? And people don't realize it's nothing new under the sun. And karma is hell. Karma is real out here. And you get what you put out. What you put out, you get back. Now, we got Bud not wanting to take the fight with Errol. And he knows that Errol will be at a disadvantage at 147, right? So he puts the fight at 147 to force Errol to walk away from the fight. So that means Errol, he's coming into the fight handicapped already with a disadvantage. So that's the perfect plot to a great movie right there, if you think about it. Now, Errol's in this gym with nothing to lose. Bud's sitting there, diva status, cocky. He's for sure of himself. He's smug. He's smelling himself. He got the win, and he got it in impressive fashion. But most of us know Errol wasn't the same. If we look back over 18 months ago, Errol Spence was in spectacular shape, and he destroyed Yedegas Ugas. So we know he can get there. That's why people that watch boxing, they've seen the story before. They've seen a fighter with nothing to lose come in there and make history. All it takes is one punch sometimes. But I like to throw away the last fight. I take the last fight of Errol and the last fight of Terence Crawford, which was against each other. I throw that out my memory. Before that, we all thought it was a 50-50 fight. Because we see Errol coming off the Yedegas Ugas fight. We see Bud coming off the Sean Porter fight. Then we see him off the Avaneezen fight. Now, Errol, like Blu-ray said, he did any and everything that could have went wrong, did go wrong in that training camp. Blu-ray knows Errol's body better than anybody else out there. And for one thing, Errol has a strength and conditioning coach that does strength and conditioning for basketball and football players, which is two different sports from boxing. They don't have the same quick twitch muscles, and they don't work them in the same way. Now, Errol has nothing to lose, and that's motivation. And we all know Errol keeps track of everything. Everybody's is putting Earl out. Everybody's telling Earl that it's no way that he could possibly win. It's a waste of time. Da 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 da. Right? But realize the belts is gonna be back on the line again at 147. That's for one. For two, Terrence knows he has the upper hand. That's why they want Earl to walk away from this fight. And a lot of people just feel like it was just so bad that Earl don't stand a chance. Now, here goes the plot twist. People forget Earl has that amateur pedigree. He was an Olympic boxer. Earl can box. He just chose not to. As well as Earl said 50% of him is better than 100% of these other boxers. So now he's been humbled. After pride comes destruction. Earl and Derrick James, they my guys, but they have been arrogant. They have felt like they can just hop off the couch, come in and fight a fight and do things like that. But as you know, Martin, as you get older, when you get an older car, you know you just can't hop in that thing and drive up the street. You know you got to warm that thing up. Now I feel like Earl's getting warmed up now, and I feel like this fight right here, it's not a foregone conclusion. Earl could possibly come back in here and stop Terence Crawford this fight, just because everything's up against him. All Earl has to do is get his physical back and get his mental back. Let's roll, sir.
You switched topics. You went back to an old topic, but go ahead, man. Keep going.
Oh no, I'm talking about this up and coming fight though. That's what I was talking about. Like this fight's coming up, and what I'm saying is a lot of things people don't realize. We've seen this story before in boxing, when the chips is down and everything's up against people. And I feel like the way Terence Crawford is pushing himself now, I feel like it's all gonna come back to bite him. It's like it's setting it up for an epic downfall, and it's gonna be amazing. So at first I was mad about the fight not being at 154. But then I'm thinking about it like, okay, this is a chance for Earl to prove his greatness because now you coming in already handicapped. Now you have to show how strong your will is and how much you really want it. And we've seen him will himself back from a car accident and an eye injury. So this right here, I feel like it's gonna be an epic fight. We're gonna get the fight that we supposed to have got the first time. And I think it's anybody's fight. And don't be surprised if Earl walks out with his hand raised. And before I leave, Charlo in 10 rounds, people. Canelo's gonna gas out. I just seen the dude that's been beating up on Canelo. He said Canelo got tired after 3 rounds. The Armenian dude that he be sparring with, they say he giving Canelo to work. Like he said, Canelo about ready to retire. But that's me up as I was just giving out a little a prequel of what's about to happen. Don't be surprised now. Y'all heard it first from me. Don't think this fight gonna be like the last fight now. That's why Earl's done with radio silence. Watch what I tell you. Peace and blessings for now. It's time for me to take me a quick little nap before 2 o'clock. My meds is starting to kick in. Peace and blessings to all y'all out there. I see y'all that too. And I'm out.
Errol shouldn't be fighting at 147 anymore. Bud won't fight him at 154. Errol should be fighting at 154 or 160, dominate those divisions. Do you believe Canelo gassing in 3 rounds? Nah, man. Look, man. I don't know what's going on. Honestly, man, I don't really want to pick somebody for that Canelo Charlo fight. Leo saying said I'm not sure about that. I like to believe it though, man. Terence Crawford can fight, man. Terence Crawford can really, really fight. That's just the real deal. But I'm going to tell you, just like anything else. Let's take, for example, if you put Amanda Stanionis. I don't think anybody gives Amanda Stanionis a chance to beat Terence Crawford. Any real chance to beat Terence Crawford. But if he's the mandatory challenger, then we shouldn't be having a discussion about whether or not really it matters whether you think he's going to win or not. If you're the best fighter in boxing, then nobody's going to beat you. That doesn't mean you don't have to fight people. I'm just saying that's a lame excuse not to fight somebody. Is because you think that the guy doesn't have a chance. It's just a lame excuse because that you think that about everybody. Look at Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s career. Floyd Mayweather Jr. never lost, so nobody could beat him. So I guess we never needed to see his career. I guess he beat Oscar De La Hoya. We didn't need to see that fight. He beat Manny Pacquiao. Well, I guess we never needed to see that fight. He beat Diego Corrales. I guess we never needed to see that fight. He beat Juan Manuel Marquez. I guess we never needed to see that fight. I don't know. To me, it doesn't make a sense that you actually are a boxing fan. If you claim that because you think your guy can win the fight, that you don't need to see it. Now, I'll say, yeah, okay. Kind of hard to get that fight out of my mind. It's kind of hard to get that fight out of my mind. But that does not mean that Errol Spence Jr. doesn't have a right for the fight. And just because it's in the contract that Terence Crawford can fight at 147, that doesn't mean that it makes sense to me that it makes Terence Crawford look anything but like somebody that is not trustworthy or that is not a man of his word and is looking for any advantage he can get. That's what it makes it look like. And he looks like it's somebody that, you really don't want to deal with. And I maintain that. It doesn't make him look good. Nor does it make it look good for Steve Nelson to say something like, yeah, I don't think, because dude, that doesn't even make any sense. That Errol Spence Jr. is not, that fight's not going to sell. We don't think. I thought you were the number one fighter in boxing now. I thought you were the big money man in boxing. What do you mean nobody wants to watch you fight? I've never heard Floyd Mayweather Jr. say nobody will buy his fight. I've never heard Canelo Alvarez say, well, if I take this fight, nobody's going to buy it. I've never heard Gervonta Davis say that either. Well, I'm not going to fight him because nobody's going to watch this fight. If you are the big money man, you guys are really not going to like me, bro. I promise you. Where'd this go? Hold on. Y'all are really not going to like me. I know some of y'all really don't like me, but y'all really not going to like me. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sometimes now I know why y'all don't like me. Sometimes now I know why y'all don't like me, bro. Yeah, hit the link, man. Hard for me to wrap my head around Errol winning immediate rematch. Yeah, it's hard for me to get my head around. That's reasonable. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I say, because it just really depends on how bad he was. If he felt like he was really bad and he wasn't really able to fight, it is what it is, man. It's like, for example, watch this. Did you see that, what's her name? Shakira? What's the sprinter's name? Sha'Carri Richardson. I've seen her finish dead last in a race. And you know what she said? See, like, this is what I'm saying. Like, she said, Sha'Carri Richardson. Thank you. Sha'Carri Richardson. She finished last place in a race. And when she got to the mic, she said, yeah, this was there today, but y'all going to have to deal with me. She said, y'all going to have to deal with me. I'm the sixth fastest woman in the history of this game there's ever been on. I'm the sixth fastest that's ever been in his legs. And yeah, congratulations to the winner. They did their thing. But y'all going to have to deal with me again. And I'm telling you, you're going to have to deal with me again. And then what'd she do? She won the world championship, came from lane 8 to pass up the woman, everybody that was in that race. So you can't tell me that it's over. You don't know. You can say that you think it is, but only he knows. Only he knows. She from Dallas too. Yeah, so there you go. Like she said, you're gonna have to deal with me. You can say what you want to say. Yeah, good luck. You know, the winners that won, everybody that won, congratulations to them. Respect to them. But you're gonna still have, but y'all gonna have to see me. And that's a fact. Y'all gonna have to see me. And that's a fact. Facts, you have that homie that got whooped and he said, I gotta fight him. And you was like, I don't know, fam, but he came back and whipped his butt. Look, bro, I've dominated somebody in a particular sport and came back and they switched up. Hey said, Errol need a couple shots of that clear. Yeah, and he knows needs how to work and find a way to find a home for his jab. But whatever, he'll figure it out. I'm just telling you. At the end of the day, man, we'll see. You know what I mean? She said I'm coming back for y'all. Yeah, because you're gonna have to see me. And he's gonna have to see Errol. And there's nothing wrong with Errol doing that. He's gonna have to see him. So let's see him. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to see him, so let's see him. On the other hand, if Terence Crawford really wants to be the big draw that he says he's not, that Terence Crawford says he's not. God dang. Hey, bro, I need a debate right now. I need to fry somebody off of this. I know why y'all don't like me, man. I know why y'all don't like me, man. Because, dude, Terence Crawford himself is saying he's not a draw. You all say Terence Crawford's a draw, but Terence Crawford is saying he's not a draw. Say, you mean? I mean, I am. I want to know, I need somebody to walk through this with me. I need somebody to walk through this with me, man. Please walk through this with me. Please walk through this with me. Dude, you guys are saying this man's a draw, and he himself is saying he's not a draw. I can't even believe it. This man himself is saying he's not a draw. This is very BFTB of me, by the way. This is very BFTB, by the way. Because this is how he thinks. I listened to him a little bit yesterday. And I can't remember what he hit me on, man. He hit me on. Oh, he said if Crawford, if Mikey Garcia is not a legacy fight for Errol Spence, then how can Canelo Alvarez be a legacy fight for Canelo Alvarez? And the answer is very clear that it cannot be. So Canelo Alvarez literally has nothing to gain out of fighting him. To boot, Terence Crawford admits that Terence Crawford team doesn't even think that they're a big enough draw. They want to take advantage of the fact that Canelo Alvarez is a big draw. Is that not true? Is that not true? Somebody need to tell me. He said, Fanon, your boy Ryan Garcia got a modeling job in Milan. Fight end of the year, then big fight February. Who excited to see Ryan back? I am. I'm a big Ryan fan, bro. Come on, man. Somebody's got to be able to call me a hater for this. I need for somebody to jump. Seriously. Terence Crawford doesn't think he's a draw. Otherwise, he would say, any fight with me is going to do well. Any fight with me is going to do well. Does Gervonta Davis ever say that he needs to fight any particular person in order for the fight to be big? Or do they not say that every fight that he's in is big? Yes, every Gervonta Davis could make a big money fight against Hector Garcia. But Terence Crawford cannot make a big fight in the second fight against Errol Spence. Canelo Alvarez can make a big fight with Caleb Plant. But Terence Crawford cannot make a big fight with Errol Spence. You guys can take that A-side stuff and tuck it. You can tuck all of that by the fact that he doesn't think they'll be able to sell a rematch with Errol Spence. They didn't think they could sell the first fight. Why said Gervonta sell out against nobody's cash cow status? That's my point. When you see, that's what they want to say. Now, are you a cash cow? Oh, thank you. Is he a cash cow? I have been missing that. Now I've got it. I have been looking for what word we are really using instead of A-side. What we're really talking about is a cash cow. We're not talking about the A-side because the A-side is a leverage thing in an agreement. What you're really talking about is a cash cow. Oh, I got you. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I cry every day, even though I'm laughing, you bum. Click the link, bum. John Q, click the link. I sat around here and we talked and we talked and we talked, and I finally got it. You all are using the word A-side in a way when you should be saying he's the cash cow. Because Errol was the cash cow in that fight. Gervonta is the cash cow. Floyd was a cash cow. Arturo Gatti was a cash cow. Whether or not you're the A-side to an agreement hinges on what that guy's priorities are. I can't believe it took me that long to figure out what you guys are doing. But I don't even know if you really know that you're doing that, but that's what you're doing. Let's fix the vocabulary now. When somebody says that he's the A-side, yeah, but he's not the cash cow. You're not the cash cow. It all makes sense now. You can be the A-side of an agreement because the other person doesn't have an option. But you're not a cash cow. And this guy is a cash cow. Gervonta Davis is a cash cow. You can talk about, well, I'm the A-side because I have the belts, but you're not a cash cow. No, Canelo Alvarez is a cash cow. As long as when he squeezes udders, out comes the money. Out comes the money. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, let's just get him out of there. I'm sorry. Let's get him out of there. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the money. Sorry, Richard Paris. I'm sorry, that was very inappropriate. It's cash cow, man. That's what it is. It's the cash cow. So we had three things. We have who's the better fighter? Who has the most leverage? What leverage people have in a fight? And who's the cash cow? No, you're 9 times out of 10, but they're not synonymous. The reason that Terence Crawford was able to negotiate a lot. Cash cow is not an issue of leverage. Cash cow is whether or not is who got the money. If I make more money than my wife, I'm the cash cow. But I may very well not be the A side in any type of argument with her. That's what it is. He's not a cash cow. I need to just make sure I say things correctly, because I was getting really tired of you guys always talking about A sides. Because A side because it's not real. It's really not real. The cash cow is the person. The cash cow, because again, it's not a real conversation. Because you saying I'm the A side, you're the B side of what? Of a negotiation. Well, you can't be the A side without a B side. You can't. And people bring in all kind of stuff about the belts and whether or not somebody should want the belts or not want the belts. That's true as well. But you're the cash cow if your fights make money. Whose fights make the most money? And in this case, Canelo's a cash cow. Gervonta's a cash cow. Canelo and Errol, I don't know whether Errol will continue to be a cash cow or not. That's into the future. But I guarantee you this, if Errol doesn't fight him and Errol goes back and has two comeback fights and he starts fills up AT&T Stadium, and he is getting 300,000 pay-per-views, he's a cash cow once again. And cash cow gives you a lot of leverage. It just, in order for you to have the most leverage, though, you can't care about the belts. So honestly, man, it is really and truly, once you get to a cash cow status, it is in your best interest not to care anything about the belts. Once you're in the cash cow status and you don't need belts, the belts are actually a hindrance to you. The belts are actually a hindrance to you. Right? They are. They're a hindrance. I'm not letting you on this channel, man. I'm not letting you on the channel. You can ask as much as you want. You do not appreciate what you have. Sir, you do not appreciate what you have. When you talk to me, you're talking to somebody that actually wants to talk to you. That will actually allow you to get on their platform and speak to you. You troll for a bunch of people that would not give you the time of day. Go over to Little Man's channel. Okay? Go over to Little Man's channel and ask for him to give you a spot in his conversations every day. Go over there and have him talk. You agree with everything that clown says. So go on over there. Did I miss your Cash App? Your Cash App didn't come through. But you're talking about your super chat? I might have not read it. Because I think I might have not said it. Jay Milt's in the building. Said, huge up, Mr. Martin, in the chat family. Sorry about yesterday, putting all the hate in the chat. Had to vent. But still peace and love to y'all. Man down still. Thank you, brother. So like he said, go over there and talk to them and see when they're going to talk to you. If they're not willing to talk to you, then why should I be? None of these other guys will respond to your tweets. They will not let you on your channel to talk to you. They won't do any of that with you. But yet you worship them and come over here to dump on me. Go over there and see how far you get. Because I'm going to tell you right now, they don't have any use for you. Facts. Facts. He said gained traction, then took to Twitter and derailed it. Now seriously, man. Here you go, man. Look, I talk to pretty much anybody, whether you agree or you don't agree with me. I'll respond to your comments. I'll respond to your chat. I'll talk boxing with you. But the guys that you act like are so good and you really like them, but they won't talk to you. So why do you have a problem with somebody that will actually talk to you? But you don't have a problem with somebody that won't even show you the respect to put you on their channel. Put it in the super chat. Put it in the super chat. Go over there and apologize to me on their channel. Go over there and apologize to me on their channel. Because you're not going to get on this one. Because you wore out your welcome. And you disrespect me. And the last straw was, first of all, my mama saying not to let you on. And number two, you wave the flag when I'm talking to I let you on. Again, you're not ever, no is the answer to that. Because you're an internet bully. You're just a very weak bully. You know what I mean? It's like with you, I forgot, kind of like here for boxing. He's an internet bully too. They're internet bullies. That's what here for boxing is. He's an internet bully. He's a cyber bully. I have to use that term because that's what it is. A troll is a cyber bully. You're just bullying me. But the problem is he's weak and he keeps getting beat up. But the fact that you keep wanting to fight just as means you're trying to save face for all the other kids that you want to run around and bully. You just ran up on the wrong one. And I will whoop a bully in a minute. Doesn't make a difference to me. I would like whooping bullies specifically. Hey, what's going on, man? Black Parent said, thanks for the insight. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for letting me finally get my argument together. Because I don't sit there and think and write my arguments down. I sit there, I literally am thinking it through when I'm talking to you. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, hold on. We're talking about cash cow here. That's what we're talking about. And you're saying that, first of all, if you can't sell a fight with Terence, with Errol Spence, you're not a cash cow. So if you're not a cash cow, you need a cash cow in order to sell a fight. What do they need you for? Which is why OG, here's my is here for boxing back. You made him cry yesterday. Oh, I made him cry last night. I made him cry this morning. And yeah, I made him cry today too. Because I'm bullying him. He can jump on. Here for boxing. Here's the link. You've not completely worn your welcome out, though. Hey, Mr. Hardrick, I'm sorry, brother. I was a little bit delayed on putting it up. Thank you, sir. Floyd is phased out. Crawford is the new deal. No, he is not. He can't sell a fight by himself. I need content like everybody else, Fahim. I need content. I need that troll. I need that troll over there and that little midget channel over there. I need him too because he's like a commercial for me. I didn't realize he worked for me until I heard him talk about Manager Marty. I had no clue. I was like, oh, you think you work for me? Let me tell you what I know, man. I'm going to tell you what I know. I know contracts. I know business. And I know the latest information in boxing. And I love boxing. Dude, that dude's entire channel is whole shit. His whole channel is whole shit. He got to be Terence Crawford's mascot for the day. Dog, look, that dude's whole shit literally got that man to be that man's mascot for the day on his float. This man. Hey, bro, I hope you hear this, man. Dog, you out there looking like a mascot, bro. Like that little Irish leprechaun that motherfuckers be keeping around on their porches. Hold on. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you. Man. Now you tell me. I swear I'm so bad. I'm so sorry for saying this. I used to see these all the time when I was a little kid, dog. I used to see these things all the time when I was a little kid. All around my neighborhood, man. I used to be so mad when I would see these things. I'd be like, man, come on, man. There was really nice people when they talk to you, but they would have this shit on their porch, bro. This is when they say they like them. They like some of these too. Hold on, man. Don't that look like that little thing right there? Say, bud, let me get that fish fry. Got that grease for you for the fish fry. Oh, hey, there you go, dog. Right there, sitting up on the float with Terence Crawford, dog. Hey, man. We show with the French fry. Man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you back up on screen, bro. I didn't even know I'm not doing Tim Bradley. Dog, I ain't talking about Tim Bradley, bro. Man, that man run around getting a little piece of fish from Terence Crawford, bro. Oh, my God, man. I'm sorry. I know that dude going to want to fight now. Got him now. Man, all these little Wakandas. The little... boss. What these Wakanda Negroes want. You know about these Wakanda Negroes. Dog, that's what he be doing. He sounds just like one. Calling, man, he said, come on, man. He sounds just like one, bro. And yes, he's about the same height, too. That man about 4'6". Man, that dude was taking a picture with Terence Crawford. He doesn't even come up to his shoulder. Dude, Terence Crawford barely comes up to my shoulder. And that dude does not come up to Terence Crawford's shoulder. Dog, that is the lowest, most dirty thing that I've ever said, bro. That is the worst thing that I've ever said about a black man ever in my life, bro. I have to admit. Cash Cow call the shots. Yes. Hashtag I like that one. Thank you, brother. And my guy, morning, Fanon, how are you doing? What I miss? Oh, man, you missed me. You missed me. I did not call him that. No, I didn't. I did not. It's a jockey. Dog, I'm going to take this video down, bro, because I can't allow that to be out there, bro. Dude, I did not say none of that. All I want to say is, why do you got to keep calling people Wakanda, making fun of black people? Because Wakanda. Like, who says that? Who says that? What self-respecting person runs around talking about black people, saying things that white people would never get away with saying, bro? All these Wakanda. I mean, my God, dog, man. Dog, come on, man. You can't do that when you're literally looking like a porch jockey. Got the fat red lips and everything, bro. Come on, man. Oh, man, I'm sorry, man. I had to chew. Dog, I can crack jokes too, bro, but I will never say your name. He said fish fry and bud in the same sentence, man. Hey, man. I know y'all are, man, sitting there talking about black people that bad, bro. Now, look, man. Please do not try that at home, bro. Please do not try that at home, dog. Dude, do they not talk about black people just like that? Do they not talk about black people just like that? Talk about black people they're black, so they can talk about black people so bad. It's crazy. Like, bro, there's no white person on YouTube that would get, I mean, I'm sure there is, but they would literally get out there and do that act that those guys do. They would literally do that act. I sit there and listen to that act, bro. And I was like, wow, dude, you literally might as well get your tap shoes. You might as well get your tap shoes, put on the black face with the red lipstick, and start going at it, bro. You are that bad. You need to sit and listen to yourself talk for a couple seconds, bro. You are that bad. You are that bad. No, dude is that bad. But dude, seriously, you can't talk about, here's the thing, bro. Okay, here we go. Richard Paris, we can roast within the race. It's fair game. But here you go. Hold on. Watch this for a second, okay? I am not the most dark-skinned person in the world, okay? I'm just telling you this. I'm telling you this, and I mean this, all right? I know that I have very European facial features. I do, okay? It's not anything that I ever told myself. It's something that everybody has always said, okay? Because I have a lot of European genes in me. I do. I'm not particularly dark-skinned. Most people would say that I'm light-skinned. Okay? Somebody that is not light-skinned cannot sit there and tell me that I'm black as a skillet. They can't crack dark-skinned black jokes on me. You can't do it. All of your self-hating jokes that you crack about dark-skinned black people and, turn out the light, they disappear. All of that stupid shit people say. You can hide in the dark you can hide in the dark. You can hide in the dark in the middle of the day. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that with me. So, and trust me, what I can't do. All right? You can't do it. So for me to listen and see somebody that looks like that, acting like that with other black people, I think to myself, bro, if I wanted to Joan on you, I could do that shit all day to you. But I'm a self-respecting black person, and I would never do it because there's nothing wrong with black people. Dude, my wife would never, ever, ever sit and talk about a darker complected black person in that fashion. She would never do it. I guarantee you she would never do it. She would, matter of fact, try to stay so far away from that topic. But for you to do it to other people, trust me, I'm sitting there looking at you like, are you for real? For real? Your Bama ass is trying to act like other people are a bunch of Bamas? Dude, you're about as Bama as they come. You don't get no more Bama. What are you doing? Seriously, you're cracking jokes you don't have the right to crack. You're short cracking short jokes. You're broke cracking broke jokes. You ain't got no money, but just you talking about what everybody else is. You like literally cracking jokes about people, about their money and where they live while you got holes in your shoes. Literally, I can pull up a minstrel and you're 2 inches shorter than the minstrel. You kidding me? How? That's like me cracking fat jokes. How can Earthquake crack fat jokes? He can't. Cut it out. Really and truly cut it out. Dude, King of Kings. Go look at the pictures that are posted of that dude standing next to Terence Crawford. I promise you, Terence Crawford comes up to here on me. He comes up about a little bit above my shoulder, about right there. He comes up to here on Terence Crawford. He comes up to like the middle of Terence Crawford's chest. Terence Crawford is 5'8". How tall can you be if you're at the middle of the chest of a 5'8" man? And you're talking crazy about people? Really? He little Napoleonic complex, man. So, dude, when I showed that picture, I wasn't joking. He is a suntan away from... Dude, seriously. He is a suntan away from looking just like that damn thing. So stop it. You are... Can we get real petty for a moment? Yes, I am being real petty, bro. I just don't understand why y'all keep doing that to people, man. No, I'm not going to do that. Y'all got to go do your receipts. I'm not saying that dude's name. I'm not saying anything about it. He works for me. Because you're not going to say I'm bullying you because I didn't say your name, partner. No way. I already did bad enough showing you the jockey. I'm already going to get this live stream is going to get demonetized just because I showed you the jockey. Dude look like a struck match. Come on, bro. You don't have enough room to be talking that much shit about people. You don't. Okay? I don't have enough room to be talking that shit about people. I don't. That's why I don't do it too much. I try to settle it down. Say, yeah, that was a little low. Who, me? Dog, let me tell you something. You call me fagnon, it's open game. It's open season on you, bro. This man is calling it. This man called me a race baiter. Called me implying that I have relationships with other men. And I've never done anything to this dude whatsoever. And he does the shit daily. So he can say it daily. Okay, so if I have to tell you just a little bit, if I have to go a little low, okay, I'm just doing it to tell you that I can go a little bit low. Okay? Dog, that man got to jump up on a curb. Man, that dude's got to jump up on a curb. Just a little bit. I know that was a little low. I feel bad for saying it, but come on, man. Come on, man. You can't sit up there be calling people a bunch of Wakandaites. That shit is like so, dude, if that had come out of anybody other than you, dude, cats would be just so upset with somebody for saying that. But you literally calling a bunch of people that have never done anything to you Wakandaites. as if Wakanda is an insult. Wakanda literally is one of the most beautiful concepts that you could have. A very independent, successful, totally self-independent infrastructure. What is wrong? I mean, and you're going to use that as a way to label people because you're going to get, because you have white people. Oh, yeah, I am. I'm talking bad, real bad about them, too. Yeah, I am. And I'm throwing your ass out real bad about them, too. Tell him I said, and you can tell him I said it because he's listening. You can tell him I said it. Porch monkey. Dog, I saw a picture of a porch, of a literally, that's what you remind me of when I look at you. That. But one that wants to be on the porch. One that literally actually goes to look for somebody that will put him on their porch. That's what you get when you talk to Steve Kim. That's what Steve Kim literally has on his porch. They go grab a little jockey, about they about 3'2", and they work for him, and they sit him right on that porch. So when everybody comes by and visitors, they can rub the little dude on top of the head. They rub the little dude on the head for good luck. That's what they do. They rub you on the head for good luck. Now go make a video about me, boy, and make them happy. Go make Steve Kim happy about it. Nah, bro, I'm okay. I'm just telling you, I got no respect for coons. None. None. Absolutely none. And you got all the heat in the world for other black people that didn't do nothing to you. So take your little mini-me ass and jump back up on that porch and bark as loud as you want to bark. Because understand, when I'm looking at you, I see you sitting on their porch talking real bad about black people that walk by. I don't know, massa, why we be letting these Negroes come down this street. I don't know why y'all let these little Wakanda Negroes come on down on this street. That's what you sound like. Somebody that doesn't like the fact that they're black. That's what you sound like to me, which ain't got nothing to do with boxing and everything about your own sense of self-esteem. I don't know why these Negroes keep talking bad about you, massa. I sure like it right up here on this porch. Rub my head again. Will you rub my head again? All of that, bro. Man, I ain't fighting that dude. Please get out of my face. Leave me alone. I don't even know who you're talking about. I just thought I would go out there and throw that out there since I got to keep hearing all this nonsense. Hey, my guy, said Fanon, are you being nice? No, I'm not being nice at all. I don't like y'all. I'm telling you right now. Man, please. You know how hard it is to fight those little ass dudes, man? They'll get all up on you, grab you at your knees. You can't even reach them. Anyway, he said, you very funny, Mr. Fanon. Hey, man, I'm just telling you. That's what I see. I don't know what you think. I just telling you that's what I think. I'm not boxing anybody. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to walk by you like I don't know you. What's Tupac vibes? Like, man, please, man. I get so tired of you trolls. Bro. It's just so over the top, man. The insults you throw at people and the misery you throw people's way. I get tired of it, man. You know what I mean? I sit here and mind my business. I don't mention other people's YouTube channels' names. And then I got this little troll keep wanting to pop up and keep telling me what they think of me. You know what I'm saying? You got guys like IBTOA. Dude, I don't have to agree with IBTOA. But as a dude, he's a decent dude. He's just giving you his opinion about what he thinks, bro. You know what I mean? But you got Steve Kim of all people. Steve Kim of all people. The ones, always them light-skinned ones that is always the most militant. Got that right. Because we close enough to white not to know we don't need it. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? We close, and I'm telling you, free black person talk. You know why light-skinned people are the most militant? Because we already know that getting close to white don't mean squat. You either white or you're not. What you think is a privilege is not a privilege. We're black, period. I know y'all think, some of y'all think, because you're so far away from it, that if you just act real nice, and if my hair was just a little straighter, man, I'm telling you, if I was just not, why would I ever? Did you listen to what Candace Owens said? Candace Owens said and about why would mixed kids ever want, why would they ever want to be associated with black people when they could be associated with white people? Well, from somebody that is basically mixed, in appearance at the very least, and whose mother is mixed, clearly, and whose wife is mixed, and all kind of family members mixed. Let me tell you what. Let me tell you why. Because you're not white. That's why. Because they don't have a choice. That's why. But you think that if your skin was just a little bit lighter, that would somehow solve your problems. So you try your best to go marry a white woman. You do. You try your best to act as much like you're not like the rest of them as you possibly can. And you think that that's going to somehow solve your problems. It's not. Drop a link for what? I'm about to get off of here. It's not going to solve your problems. It's not. You can act as much as whatever you think is the opposite of the rule as you want, and it is not going to get you out of that, partner. It's not going to get you out of it, bro. It's not going to get you out of it. Sorry. And Andre Ward was mixed. Got treated like a Negro as soon as he fought Sergey Kovalev. Never got nothing but the black man treatment in boxing. Not never. Thank you very much. And by the way, there were more mixed race people in the United States as a percentage during slavery than there is now. And guess what they got? Whipped, even though their daddy was white. So you all can stop all that cooning, and you can say, well, I know they're going to call me a coon. Yeah, they're going to call you a coon because you're cooning. You ever heard somebody try to make an argument, and they would say that this is free. This is a little bit of free. I got a couple more minutes. Have you ever noticed when people like what RuPaul tries to do to me is, who do you think is a good fight for Errol Spence? And don't say Mikey Garcia and Yordenis Ugas. Don't say that, because I know you're going to say that. And then I say to them, hold on, man, I am going to say that because they are good fights. Do you think because you're telling me not to say it, that means it's not true just because you told me not to say them and you knew I was going to say them? If you knew I was going to say them, then don't ask the question. Because whether or not you say that I'm going to say it or not doesn't make it any more or less true. So just because you're out there acting like bootlicker number one, and you say, well, I know you're going to say that I'm a bootlicker, doesn't mean you're not a bootlicker. You are a bootlicker. And people are going to call you a bootlicker because you know you're licking boots. You know you're doing that. Just like you know you're doing it when you use other people's names and you talk bad about them to get people to watch you. You know you're doing it. Just like you know this old picking any attitude that you guys carry is specifically to endear yourself to people that do not have a high opinion of black people. You're doing it on purpose, and we all know it. You know it, I know it, they even know it. You just think you can dismiss it by saying, well, I know you're going to say that, and since I can predict that you're going to say it, that means it's not true. Nah, dog, it's true. Very true. And you know you don't like being black. Just like she knows, just like Jason Whitlock knows he don't like being black. And just like that, whatever her name is, Candace, which she don't like being black. Because otherwise you wouldn't constantly criticize black people and constantly find yourself in company with people that don't in general even like black people. But you, the one little guy whose head that they can rub and say, nah, I like black people. Look, why would I, if I didn't like black people, why would I have this picture, why would I have this little statue of this jockey holding a lantern on my porch? If I didn't like black people, why would I have pictures of these black people on my wall, singing and dancing and smiling for me? If I didn't like black people, why wouldn't I go to the show where they're tap dancing and they're playing jazz and smile? I just like them to smile and crack jokes. See, that's what you little black people need to be doing. You need to be just cracking jokes and being funny. We don't like when you're too serious. We don't like when you're too serious. Let me tell you what type of black people they don't like. The ones that are serious. Ones that are not joking around. Ones that do not make them laugh or amaze them with how fast they can run or how high they can jump. The ones that irritate them are the ones that make them question the areas where they believe that they are better than you, which is usually right between your ears. And when you run around like a buffoon, joking all the time, everything's a joke. Everything's funny. Everything's a joke. You're good because you're not threatening, because you're making them laugh. Ha ha ha. But when you become somebody like, say, Malcolm X, who starts making you answer serious questions and make you and actually challenge people's assumption that they're smarter than you are, that's when you make people real uncomfortable. And so for me, I have next to no respect for somebody that jokes nonstop about serious things. Use comedy behind. You are an entertainer. Now, there are some people. I'm not mad at all. I'm not bad. I'm not mad at all. If you like to tell me I'm mad, sure. If that makes you feel better. But I have to tell you, I don't like buffoonery. I don't like it. In my family, let me tell you what we do in my family. What my mother will say and what my father will say and kids around, what we'll say. We will call each other NIGGA in the house. You will not catch us outside the house in a room full of non-black people throwing that word around like it's our first name. We will not do it. You will not see it. You will not see us walking around with our pants hanging 4 inches behind our behind, trying to exemplify no, I wouldn't. Yeah, nigga, please. See, we'll say that. I'll say it every once in a while because I can't help it. It'll slide out. But I'm not going to buffoon for you, no. I'm not going to buffoon for you. I'm not going to buffoon for you. And that's why it's so easy to beat people in debates that want to buffoon. I dare you to get up here and buffoon and crack jokes with me. I dare you. I will fry you as soon as you start cracking jokes. Ha, he, ha. Dude, this is not a joke. What is this? You think you're Bernie Mac? You're Bernie Mac? Go jump on stage. You're Bernie Mac? Go jump up on stage. Do you remember that movie? Do you remember that movie, The Soldier Story? And I'm going to end on this. I mean this. Because this, I'm doing for free. And I told my son, man, my son used to get mad at me because I would tell my son, man, you better not be the class clown. I don't care what you do, but you better not be the class damn clown. Do not go in there with your main job is to make everybody laugh. Do not be the class clown. The distracting joke that everybody wants to be around, but they don't take you serious. Be serious, do serious work. Be serious. Even if you're a comedian, be a serious comedian. Get on stage and do that. There's a place for jokes. It's on stage. But anyway, there was this scene in the Soldier Story with one of my favorite actors, two of my favorite actors. Adolph Caesar. I tell the story a lot. Adolph Caesar. With Adolph Caesar and Denzel Washington. And there's and Adolph Caesar is a army captain or whatever in World War II, in a racially, in a segregated army, in a segregated platoon, if that's the name. And he was looking at this guy who was singing and dancing. He was really good as an athlete who wound up committing suicide or murdered or something. And people were trying to figure out what happened to him, who killed this guy. And there was a sergeant, or no, who killed the sergeant? What it was? Who killed the sergeant? Because the sergeant wound up being killed. And Adolph Caesar was the sergeant. So there was one scene with Adolph Caesar who was looking at this particular soldier who was performing for the white troop. And he was singing, he could run, he could throw the ball, he could crack jokes, he could play the banjo, he could smile, and everybody loved him. And yeah, old Sarge hated him. In one scene, old Sarge was drinking at a bar watching him, and he was like, talked about how he couldn't stand him. And the reason he couldn't stand him was because he said it's those type of black people are the reason that our race is behind. Because they and he told this story of a soldier in World War I who was paid by white soldiers to get butt naked, stick a tail to his backside, and jump around like a monkey. And he did it all in front of a troop of white soldiers. And he said, basically what happened is they killed him after that. The black soldiers killed him for it. Because they were like, he said, first, Denzel, you better get your hands off me. Yeah, you better get your hands off me. And that's why Sarge ruined that particular guy. Because he said, you know what? You one of these good old boy Sambos. And I got you just where I want you. You're out here laughing and joking and making everybody look bad. We trying to make advancements as our people. And you are a joke. And that's why he did him in. And I'm going to tell you right now, when I listened to Sarge say that, my thought, first time I saw that movie was this. Damn, I like Sarge. Ooh, I like Sarge. You are right. I thought to myself, I really like Sarge. What a great actor and what a good justification for him doing what he did. Now, I wouldn't have done the same thing if I was in his position. But you better believe, bro, I have never been a fan of these brands. Because to me, dude, and I know Snoop Dogg would probably get really mad if he saw me say it. But whatever, bro. I don't really see much of a difference between him and the guys. And other than he's more of an assertive, kind of cool thing. I don't see him selling an image that is any different than the pimps in the black exploitation movies, which were then, before that, was the step and fetch of the early 1920s. Yo, boss. Hey, step and fetch. Why aren't you wearing shoes? Well, boss, why? I thought I would just wait for my heels to wear out first. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Have some self-respect, bro. And that's me joning on you for free. And I never said your name. And I don't care what you think of me. I'll say it to you. Yeah, man. I think that you are running people's names down, running their names into the mud, and ridiculing them and making them the subject matter of your entertainment for people that do not like black people. And you're doing it knowingly, because nobody in their right mind thinks Steve Kim likes black people. Is this why you're not fond of Coach Prime? No, I don't have a problem with Deion Sanders. I didn't like Deion Sanders when he was in the league with all that shit. No, I didn't. No, I did not. I don't think black people need to act like white people. I just think we need to act like we've got sense. We need to act like ourselves. Highly intelligent, highly effective, and capable people. And if you are a comedian, be a highly effective comedian. If you're a singer, be a highly effective singer. I think black people should act like we are. We are equal to anybody on the planet. And we are somebody worthy of respect. And I think we should carry ourselves as if we know we are somebody that is worthy of respect. And you cannot do that while you actively treat other black people around people that don't respect them as if the people that don't respect them are right about it. And make your entire existence around talking bad about other black people, thinking somehow that makes you any different. That's what I think. And you can say what you want. You have some real conservative black people, really conservative black people that do not do that. That do not jump up on a pedestal and talk down at black people, let alone literally calling them Wakandaites and race baiters and all of that garbage, comedian garbage, bro. That's garbage. It's just garbage. So no, I'm not a fan of it at all. And I tell my son, carry yourself as if you respect yourself. And that you believe that and you would act in a manner like somebody that you would respect. That's it. You don't have to act like well, let me speak like this, and I'll make sure that I speak my words exactly as clearly as I can, because I want to sound exactly like the people that I go to school with that make fun of me for not pronouncing every syllable in my word. I am not saying that you need to pronounce every syllable in a word. No, you don't. You can speak however you want to speak. Speak how you speak. If Deontay Wilder has a country accent, speak that's how you speak. But are you involved in buffoonery? Do you want people to think you're a joke? No, I don't like it, because I don't think black people can afford to be jokes. I don't think we can. One thing that I think we cannot do right now as black people in America, we cannot afford to continue to treat our existence like we're a joke and like things are funny. I just don't think so. I think that if we're not going to be in a bad situation, if we think we're in a bad situation, no matter who's at fault for it or not at fault, the very least we can do is become constructive and productive in our lives. That's it. I'm talking about you if it fits. I'm talking about you if it fits. I don't know who that fits. I don't like half of you, and y'all ain't alone. Hold on one second. Look. And you guys don't like it. If you don't like it, I don't care if you like it or not. Live with it. That's my opinion. Bro, that dude is going to get himself accused of juicing again. If he's up to 180 pounds, come on, man. You're going to get accused of juicing. I think you guys, I don't like any of you comedians. I don't. And that fits several people, but you don't have to like me. Dude, that thing says, ooh, 180, not too far from 168. Dude, if he is walking around 180 pounds of muscle, dog, okay. Fight David Benavidez. I jump and that, like, why are you tearing down other YouTube channels when y'all have the biggest? Dude, he doesn't have a biggest platform. He doesn't. That's the problem. Live streams are not your platform, bro. Live streams are not your platform. The videos are. The videos are. People don't dislike me because of my live streams. They dislike me because of my videos. You're as big as your videos are. There's all kind of people that you can get 300 people into a live stream. 400, 500 people in a live stream. Get people, 100,000 people to watch your videos. I get way more views in videos than I do in live streams. Way more. And also, here's even more. Aside from the number of people that watch, how many people are going to repeat your arguments? 180. That's crazy. 180, there's no way he should weigh 180. There's no way a man of that man's frame, he should be at 180. 180? 180? 180 and he can't make 147 for Errol? You're 180, but you can get down to 147? You're 180? But you're 180? Errol walking around at 170, you're now walking around 10 pounds bigger than him? Yeah. Anyway, man, look, I'm going to get up out of here, man. It's been fun. Thank y'all, man. That's not crazy. That's steroids. I'm just telling you, dude, look, you're at 180 pounds. You're 5 foot, 180. Here for boxing, punching at air. I don't even see him. Say, well, I enjoy your videos and your live streams. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. But anyway, yeah, you can go tell them all I said it. I don't care. They talk about me anyway. What they gonna do? What you gonna do? Talk bad about me? You know what I mean? What are y'all gonna do? Talk bad about me again? But I got to get out of here. Much love to everybody in the chat. Everybody. Oh, actually, hold on one second, man. Let me do something. Let me pray. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you go. All right, sorry about that. I had to do something. Yes, yeah. My bad. Big facts today. Thank you, brother. All right, y'all. I'm going to get up out of here, man. 180 to go back to 147 is crazy. Dude, if he's weighing 180 pounds and he's messing around, come on, bro. He said 5'6", your weight size should be around 135. Dude, he's 5'8". He's 5'8". You're not 180. You know who's 5 foot? You know who's 5'8", 180? Cornerbacks. NFL cornerbacks are 5'8", 180 pounds. NFL cornerbacks are that big, bro. Come on, man. Don't. And see, you think you're going to do that, and you don't think Canelo is going to be like, oh, yeah, let me fight a guy that just found a way to put on 40 pounds of muscle. Let me fight a guy that just put on 35 pounds of muscle in the last 3 years. There's no way in the world he's walking around at 280 pounds. I mean, at 180 pounds. But anyway, man, I'm out of here. Y'all have a wonderful day. I'll get back with y'all tomorrow. Oh, and tell your boy I said it too. And there's still no free advertisement because I never said your name. Bozos. Anyway, with that, I'm out. Deuces.